pressure on his shoulders because coming into
Alright.
MPLMY, he's almost expected
We're live.
to do
We're
very
back.
well.
So at least in
R.I.P.
Ollie ID,
Todak.
people look
My
at,
bad.
Ollie ID and be like, Kyrie esports. And the very fact that Demon Kite is so strong to the point of when we are looking at statistics, does that mean that,
All right,
we are looking
guys.
at Demon Kite esports, or are we looking at something else completely
Back at it.
different here?
Honestly, some people were expecting Demon Kite.
Back at
I
it.
don't think that's really the case for RSGMY. Yes,
If you're just
Demon Kite
coming in,
has
say
had
what's up.
exceptional performances when he gets his priority
Say hello.
heroes, but I think, overall as a team, RSG has really nailed down momentum, like the sweeping motion of taking full control over the map. And with
All
such
right,
momentum,
share the
Miko
stream
wraps
real
up on the
quick. Ba da 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 dun 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 dun.
And when we were talking about Stone and Miko earlier, you gotta love that, the friends right there. Miko friend zoning a little bit, finishing the heart by himself. But it's interesting, right? Because these two were former teammates. Beforehand, Stone was a mid laner, but now they're gonna be facing off as roamers of their respective teams. You would think it's a bit difficult to adjust into a new role, but I think Stone has really been a breakout player this
Publish.
season.
Yeah, I think Storm as well
Boom,
as
boom.
Miko both really showing their
Confirm.
confidence in their very own unique way. Storm, his grok, can't forget that. If we're thinking about Miko,
All right,
I have to
guys.
keep mentioning his Kufra. He's been landing some nasty tyrant revenges.
Playoffs
So both
time.
of them pretty much have really good catch
Playoff
capabilities.
time.
They both look out for opportunities
MPLMY.
to get
All the
themselves
playoffs are
into
coming
the
up, guys.
single one
We
position.
got
So
MY
it's fair to
happening
say
now.
that
We just
they
had
have
NACT,
effectively
Indo
learned
next
from one
week.
another. And I think
Philippines
that
a little bit
also
after that.
fair to say that they both
We're getting
know each
closer,
other very
guys.
well to the point that they know
We're getting
what
closer.
their own, each other's roam is gonna be like. So is this kind of like a battle of a roamers whereby take different kind of regions of the jungle kind of thing?
You know what?
Ow.
Funny enough, I would
I have a
say
cut
that it might not necessarily
inside of
be
my
the
lip.
roamers. I think this time
It
around,
hurts.
after yesterday, we did see Miko actually pick up the Rafaela, so we know that
Oh.
Enchanter supports are definitely inside of his pool. How polished it can be, a completely different story. We know for a fact that
Ow.
Storm, definitely more of a playmaker, likes to find information with a hero that
If you guys
is
are just
hard
coming in,
as
just leave a
stone,
comment,
but
say
at the end
hello.
of the day, I think it's going to come down to the EXP laners. First, we see Valentina picked up by the side of Team SMG.
Team
a very
SMG versus
standard start for them,
RSGMY.
but they banned out the Fanny. They banned
Is
out
RSG
Song
the
as well
most
as the Lancelot.
spread?
RSGMY getting rid of
Do
the
they have
Angela,
the
Eden,
most
and the Matilda.
teams across
Things are
MPLs
already
across the
proceeding
world
pretty quickly
when it comes
here.
to Mobile
Very quick
Legends?
Start. Team SNG does like to start things off with the Valentina to make sure they have
I feel like they do.
flexibility here, and we know that Stormy can be pretty scary on the hero, especially
Who do I
if
think
you're
is
given
gonna
something
win?
like the Decimate to
Honestly,
work with.
I have
On the opposite
not
side,
watched any
RCMY
MPLMY.
starting things off with the Turismo,
I maybe
still
watched a
very
game
solid
here and
hero
there,
pick in the EXP
so I have
lane
no
for starting
clue.
these
I'll
team
tell you
fights.
who I think is a
Does
better
get the penalty
draft.
zone over the team
Maybe after
SMG,
game 1, I'll tell you
and
who I
the
think is
Baxia,
going to win.
Definitely a hero that causes a bit of discussion.
Now, of course, when I'm kind of like looking back at Team SMG's bans, the first thing that I noticed is that literally every single one of these heroes is capable of going over to the back lines, right? Even
Valentina
for
pick.
although I gotta understand that is a respect.
So far at RSGMY, just looking solid with the Basha and the Terizla, just solid picks overall.
Of course, I
Team
think, this is
SMG
very
getting a
reminiscent
little
of yesterday,
interesting in the
honestly. We're seeing
beginning, lots of
Rafaela
mobility
once
with the
again, but instead of
Rafaela.
RSG, we're seeing
Also
Frederick outside of
lots
Team
of
SMG, with RSG responding with
mobility
Basha
with the
of their
Valentina.
own. So almost
And then you just have
immediately
this
we are
solid
seeing a lot
center
of catch
figure with
potential
the,
from RSGMY with potential backline access.
Blah, blah, blah,
when
blah, blah,
Flicker
blah,
is
blah, blah, blah,
available.
blah, blah, blah.
But let's focus down on Izanami because
I fell
currently
asleep
he
during
has
game
the
2.
highest wins
Can
on
I
the
just tell you,
season.
Ritz?
Second highest wins is
I
Golios
just
with
like, were
9
you
wins
watching
with
it in someone's
3
stream, or
Is
you were
this
just
going to be
watching
one
it
of those
yourself? Can
times that, hey,
first answer that.
maybe if
Were you
RSG
just
has
watching
their
it on
hands
your
on
own?
Valentina, they get a free win.
Did you just put
So far, it has
MPLMY
definitely been
on?
proving that case. Izanami has always been a very interesting player to keep an
Before
eye
I say
on
what I was
because
gonna
he
say.
does play the role of that kind of person where if I need to do the dirty work for my team, I will do it. But if they need a carry,
there's no
then
need
he
to have
steps
a
up to
little
fulfill
teary
that
face.
role here. This season, he
I love that
hasn't really needed to do that as much because having people like
The fact
Lowell
that-
and Demon Kite
I don't
who've really
know.
been stepping up to the pitch has definitely eased his job.
Not a
bit
lot of
and
people do
allows him to
that.
have a wider view of
Like,
the map
fans
in
do that.
general,
People that
thereby
actually
directing
enjoy
the team in a
Mobile
more
Legends
efficient
do that,
manner.
and I
From what I
appreciate
can
about.
see
I
here,
appreciate that about you, Ritz.
They're going to be keeping his pick for a little bit later and actually trying to overload a little bit in terms of
Like, if
providing
you ask
good
most people in the
ultimates
NA
to
community if they
Valentina.
actually watch,
agree with you.
if they like
But, at
actually
least
tune
when you're
in to
already thinking
MPL
about the
overseas,
different
most of
penalty
them,
zones that can be stolen away by Stormy on this
nah.
Valentina from the side of Team SMG, it makes a lot of sense. But I think RSGMY are playing this smart right now. EXP laners have
Private should be
opted for the
watching
side of
this.
Team SMG. Let's force
Where's
smooth
at?
back on something like maybe even a Paquito. We've already gotten rid of the X-Borg, which is a good matchup into the Terizla, and the more sandbaggy sort of matchup, but still has backline access, the Benedetta.
So, of course, when it comes down to Smooth, I believe that whenever I look at Smooth... the first
Yes,
thing
Rana, what's up, man? What's up?
And the fact that we are not going to see that anymore, I think that it is very linear for us to understand that, yeah, Smooth definitely going to go for the Paquito unless they have something completely different in mind.
Well, we'll see how different that's
Beatrix,
going to be.
41
Beatrix
picks,
gets locked in
9
for the side
bans.
of RSG and why we still haven't seen the mid lane pick just yet. So RSG
He just got done
at the
streaming.
very end. Team SMG looking to finish their comp here. Thoughts on this, Stafa?
I do like that they're keeping Izanami's hero pick until the very end here. They already know that he's got a pretty tough opponent with the Valentina and Stormy in the mid lane, so making sure that he has the best matchup.
Guys, I have a
also
shit ton of
potentially
diamonds
backing up the
coming
side lanes
tomorrow.
is pretty important.
They
RGY
changed the
has
way
really
that like
placed a lot
KOLs
of
work and all
emphasis
that,
towards dominating
and
that early game
they
and
just
turning
give
into
us some
snowball
diamonds
momentum,
based on
which is
views
something
now.
similar to what Team SMG
And I
has
have a
been doing
lot of
so
diamonds
far.
coming
So having a better
tomorrow.
understanding of
I
how
don't know
the
what to do
opponent
with them
wants
all.
to achieve that is gonna be
We're gonna have to have
pretty
some
crucial here.
competitions
Team
in
SMG
Discord.
with
I have
a
like
lock-in on Brody and Lapu. Lapu
26,000
definitely
diamonds coming
wants to play
tomorrow.
towards that level 4 power spike.
I would expect that a mid lane that is really
I
fast at clearing,
barely
clearing as well as running
have
around
had time to
would be
play
great.
Mobile
The first thing that came to
Legends,
my mind was
so like
actually
I can't
Lilia,
use them on
but
myself.
The faster pick seems to be something that they will immediately put themselves into more of a team fight, or perhaps even a siege comp kind of thing that really would work for them.
I was thinking that it had to be an artillery mage for the side of RSG.
Sick
and
biddy.
right? We kind of knew that they had the
Weber,
Kaja,
what's up?
Lilia doesn't
Strategic
have
time.
that
You gonna stay till
level
the final
of
game or
pierce
no?
compared to something like a
Maybe.
Barca, and in this
This
particular
does start
case,
pretty early.
how
So-
Team SMG is going about it, they're making that pre-prediction. Lapu is able to jump into that backline similar to the Terizla, but if you can cancel the Feathered Airstrike, you might be able to save the person who gets hit by the Divine Retribution.
Yeah, it's interesting that they would still go for the Farsa when there is dive potential on the opposite side, but I think Izanami is feeling pretty confident in himself, and like you mentioned, there's a good amount of front line that their opponents will have to deal with in the first place, so as long as position is minded, it should be
Tsukuyomi,
fine. But looking at the
Tsukuyomi.
lineups overall, there's going to be a lot
What's
of
up?
mobility options on the side.
I have no clue about either team, so let's look at the drafts though. Let's look at the drafts though.
Movement between lanes. So I think right
Okay,
as the
so
game kicks
SMG,
off,
I like the.
especially
I
around
feel like
first turtle fight,
Farza's
we're gonna
like
be seeing
has
a
been a
lot
really
of
underrated
action.
pick in
That level
NA,
4
and
abstract
I've
Take us
always
away.
been a
We
fan
head
of
to the
Farza. I still think it's solid, even though there's like a lot of counters in the meta for Farza. I still think a good Farza knows how to work around it, as Farza's always been a positioning hero, so you, like a good Farza can avoid her
Keep in mind,
counters.
this is elimination best of 5 match. One team will move on, and the other team goes home.
I
Team
also
SMG on the
feel
blue
like
side,
RSGMY has a lot of the
on
usual
red side.
counters.
Both junglers starting on the same bottom
but
side of
Stormy
the
will
map,
also
moving
have
up
the,
towards gold.
The Feathered
Looking at the
Airstrike.
emblems overall, Demon Kai gonna be sticking with his typical impure rage on basically any jungler he plays, even on
I
tanks
feel like
the
RSGMY
Foxy.
is just like your,
Looks
you know,
going
front
for
to back
a
combo. You have,
Oh,
ooh,
Izanami. It doesn't seem like he's having a very good time in the middle lane, but fortunately, got away
Izanami's a
with
good name.
Still, just a little bit left here. Stormy is just making it difficult for Izanami to actually get this recall off. If they freeze that mid wave, he's going to be down a level, and then he's going to be forced to actually go to EXP's side to pick up that level 4. In the meantime, right, in terms of
But
win
Smooth
conditions,
does
what
have
are
the
we looking
Lapu.
for
Lapu's
here
like a
for
huge
Team
counter to
SMG
Farza. Like
specifically?
back in the
I think they
day,
have a rough idea. It's all
like
about the artillery.
Lapu
It's all
was
about
the
getting
pick
those,
against the
combo
Farza.
combos to make it work.
So
But
there
Team
are
SMG, it
answers,
feels like
but
the
I
job's
think
a lot
like the
harder.
big,
Yeah, Team SMG
the
will
two
have a
major
slightly more
picks here,
difficult job because RSG's
I think the
lineup
two
is
like
overall more balanced
hot
for
takes
different
here
phases of the
are the
game, whereas Team
Kaja and the
SMG really
Rafaela.
needs to make something happen around that first turtle fight as well as the
If
level
Team
4 timing,
SMG
because
can kind of
Sasa
use
needs
the
to start
raft,
getting a snowball
I
onto the Brody to keep
don't
up
know.
in pace
Their
with the
team is
Beatrix.
just
And
much
Lapu
more.
really
I
has
feel like they
made
want
an
to take
impact
these
once that
fights a
Brave
bit
fighter
more
comes
split up,
out
try to hit
before the enemy
flanks,
team
try to hit
becomes too
angles,
tanky for
using
him to really
Smooth,
threaten in the back line.
Sasa,
don't know about that
even
one. I feel like
Stormy,
the early
towards
stages of
like
the game,
our
especially with
team
Demon Kai on this
RSGMY just
Foxia,
feels a
is
lot
gonna
more
make it a
like
little
single
tough for
file.
Frederick, right? Like, Frederick likes to
We'll
take
see.
space, hold the space, and then regenerate, but most
Both
of the
drafts
time
are good,
Foxia
honestly. I
only
like
get
both
50%,
drafts.
if not less of
Both
that
drafts
value.
have late game
That's precisely why
potential.
you went for
I feel like RSGMY has better late game potential.
The turtle for the very first time in today's game. While Demon Kai
Oh,
was
nice pick.
terrified, was hoping they would be able to run away, but Sasa finds himself taken down together with Smooth. With 2% already down.
Sasa finds Loliol up in the top lane though, which isn't good.
So worth it. So worth it for the side of Team SMG. Even though Team SMG were only able to get 1 kill, they were able to get it on the right target, which is Loliel's at this point in time. They also got the turtle, so things are starting to progress in the direction.
Why
that
doesn't
SMG
Gideon do
wants to.
play-by-play
Actually,
ever?
they don't mind losing
I
first
feel like I
turtle,
never
but
hear
at least they
Gideon
got
do
the kills from
play-by-play
it.
in
Yeah, I think
Malaysia.
those 2 kills are going to be pretty valuable as well, especially since Rippo is
Maybe I
able to
just
get
tune
2
in on the wrong
assists
days.
EXP lane matchups is very important when you're looking at 2 teams that want to play for early to mid-game momentum.
But Gideon has a great
And that means that
play-by-play.
Rippo is going to start things off with a pretty notable EXP advantage over on Smooth. And we already mentioned the Lapu Lapu will start to lose.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
With the divine judgment
Oh
right
my
there.
God,
And he was
Stormy.
trying to be really bold to go for that single van raid.
That was rough, Demon Kite.
Curious.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Stoppa. It's like, why so far?
Demon
Why
Kite
go
came
for
from
that
RSGPH,
Lex to slow
right?
Down Saksa. He's already beaten you on the first turtle, which means
Demon
he gets
Kite came from
guaranteed level,
RSGPH?
right? I think Demon Kite is trying to compensate for that to get to be a little bit.
He played for
more
RSGPH
gain
last
that
season?
advantage pre-turtle.
Who's
Another
jungler?
one, another catch down in the
Correct?
middle, while Lolio takes
Correct me if I'm wrong.
advantage of it.
Ooh, kills are being very
Before a rad
cleanly
came?
executed right now by both these teams here. That Divine Judgment becoming a very important tool here and very effective so far in the hands of both Stormy and Stone. They gotta be careful not to get that stolen away again, because I'm pretty sure Demon Kite went in that aggressively because he didn't know that the Divine Judgment was in the hands of the Valentina. For now though, Turtle gonna be up in another
Oh,
5
Rippo's in a
seconds.
bad spot. Look at that. Oh, so much CC. It's disgusting. That was gross. They changed that so well. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. You guys didn't say anything.
SMG have full control.
Look like a bunch of ads on the screen.
Zones him away while focusing on to Demon Kite next. And now RSGMY is completely zoned out, unable to deal with this turtle, giving SMG 1 free turtle.
Honestly, really nicely done from the side of Team SMG, right? They're not wasting any EXP or gold on the map. They're making sure that they're contesting for neutral POIs against RSGMY. Again, it's not just about the turtles, it's about Litho Wanderers as well.
Lawrence,
as
what's up, man?
It's going to be the big difference and why Demon Kite has been naturally getting ahead of his opponents in the regular season.
Yeah, that
We're
is the
back,
extra
guys.
mobility provided by the Baxia
We're back.
as well, but because they were able to pick up Rippo earlier, that's like a really important cornerstone of RSGMY's team fight. Not to mention that
I got some cool news to tell you guys. I'll tell you after this game. Some exciting news for Trex later this month. And no, it has nothing to do with M Series. Oh.
From the final countdown on
RSG?
Repo's last hits.
Beautifully done for the side of RSGMY. This is the momentum that we were talking about. They got the initial pick, and then they continue to press forward. Even when reinforcements started to trickle in, RSGMY are doing their natural gameplay. Oh.
Now Smooth jumping on the
Not MPLI, no.
Zone RSGMY away. Izanami hides within the branches to try to go for the RWM. Only for Smooth to flicker right in over his face. And was
But you guys
able
know
to
that's gonna
bring
be
it down.
That's gonna be
bad.
Indo
I think
Indo
Smooth
casters,
greeted that
bro.
out. He thought my team can finish off Demon
Maybe
Kite.
some
I'm gonna go
Philippine
with
casters
Izanami
or something
instead,
like
but
that.
by trying to go for
They're
two
not
breaths,
paying
they
for
get
a NA
nothing
caster to
instead.
fly over there
SMG
for that, bro.
really needed those kills to start putting some farm into Sasa.
A bit of a slow start for the side of Team SMG as RSG looked to take control, and they even got mid-tier 1. So in terms of efficiency, RSG is doing it just a wee bit better.
And right now, looking at the itemization overall, definitely going for more defensive options on the side of Team SMG. I guess we expected that. When
Maybe
Sasa
becoming a
did
dad
decide to go for
again? No.
competitive blast. Surprisingly,
No,
haven't
no,
seen that
no.
from
Don't
Red
put
Red
that
in
on
a
me, Coach
while.
Mikey.
RSGMY still going to be prioritizing a little more aggressive play, because right now SMG really are just running.
Yeah, guys, I had a little bit too much fun in LA.
That they are, right?
I'm gonna become dad. I'm gonna become another dad.
A little nervous of this divine judgment.
No.
Turtle gonna be contested right now. Both teams actually at full power.
And with the divine judgment from the side of Storm, immediately takes Smooth away. The backline is gonna be
Oh!
okay. While Izanami has a free
Bro,
reign.
Repo.
When it comes down to RWM, Demon Kite takes hold as an anchor all the way in front, and was hoping that RGMY is the rest of the backline is gonna be a-okay.
Lolio? Oh, how do you miss every shotgun shot, Lolio?
He completely messed up the opportunity. Wasn't able to
Demon
do quite
Kite
that.
in trouble?
Demon Kite soaks into everything, and Stormy from in front.
How did he get away?
Will be able to bring in
Oh, what a flicker by Sasa.
forward, and that is gonna be the
Well
total
played.
Hail Mary that brings him down.
Worth
Well
it.
played.
So worth it for the side of Team SMG. I like the idea that RSGMY had.
That was a good
Play
fight.
around the ultimates, look for that Divine Judgment whenever
Ray, what's up?
it comes off of cooldown and chase them down, because right now, Saksa with his level lead on Demonkind is going to make it tough to actually secure these neutral takes. So
That's
I think
3
that Team
turtles for SMG.
Now they get to start to
Gold's
take
still
their
even, though.
time with the map. They can start scaling up to where they want to be, knowing that neutrals are basically done for. It's all about getting the Lord.
Yeah, $1 million prize pool total from here to M5.
Aggression. They're able to pick off Smooth pretty consistently, but as long as Miko is still around for these fights, SMG can really take extended battles. So they gotta be wary of that as we continue on into the mid game. Unfortunately, it does seem like we're going on a little.
I gotta show you guys what Pika got me. Pika got me a gift when he was in Japan.
That these players are experiencing.
Good call, good call. At least our
So
marshals
Pika got me a
haven't
gift
caught them in
when.
the
So
middle of a fire,
you guys know
anything
Pika, right?
like that.
Pika ML, Pika
Nothing
Diff.
important going on. At least they have time to kind of fix
When
the
he was
issue.
in Japan for Pokemon Unite World Championship,
Okay,
he
so
got me in
I do have a couple of
G
questions when it comes
gifts.
down to this, right?
And he
When
got
we are
me
looking
a
at both of these teams lineup, what
a
exactly
Shikamaru
are you
figurine,
looking out
guys.
for SMG and perhaps
He got me a
even
Shikamaru
Well, I
figurine.
think from the side of RSG, they want to keep to their game plan.
I
right?
forgot
Their game
about it
plan is based
almost, so
all
it's still in
around
my
looking
bag,
somebody
'cause I had
off,
2
creating a
bags.
4v5 situation and then looking to
What?
kind of swing the momentum in their favor in that sense. For Team SMG, I'm not 100% sure, because right now,
What?
Sasa, he's doing a great
Look,
job.
it's a
He's scaling
Shikamaru
at
head. It's his
exponential
head.
rate, but in terms of starting the
Let's pull
fight,
that out
I feel
first.
like they have to take the more defensive approach.
W
I
Pika,
do
bro.
agree.
Big dubs for
SMG
Pika.
definitely can't afford to just run into the face of RSGMY because they do have some really good solutions overall, right? The penalty zone as a counter engage has already caught them
Guys.
off guard once. So I am liking that they're adjusting this. And right now they're actually using Stormy as a way to engage with that Divine Judgment, follow it up with
That's
Smooth
silly.
instead. In fact, use him as kind of a body because if he tanks the Divine
I'm actually like
Judgment, if he
so
tanks
excited
the
about this.
damage,
I've been thinking
and
about
Miko
getting
survives.
into some
That is all
figurines
the
and
time
getting
and
some.
space needed to
I
make
just
sure that
never
Saksa survives
have.
the battle, and that allows Saksa
So
to do
like
his
the
damage.
fact that he got
That
me
being
this is
said,
really
let's
cool.
jump back into the game as
'Cause
the
I've been
tech
wanting
issues
one
have
for
been
my wall.
solved, and we're already right back
Oh,
in it.
that's
5
so
to 7
cool.
kill score with a minor lead from Team SMG.
I don't think you guys understand
Right now,
how
looking at the
excited
state
I actually
of
am
the
about
game,
this.
Sasa, 3 kills. So right now the game
Oh.
plan for SMG working out pretty well. Basically, use
Pika's
Smooth
such
or
a great guy,
Saksa
bro.
as a sacrificial body.
He's just a
to make sure
solid
that the Brody
dude, you
gets
know?
The farm necessary to match
He's
up
really
with
just a
Loleo.
solid dude.
RGMY definitely is much more universal lineup though. As long as Izanami and Loleo maintain their scaling, their lineup is still way more balanced as we enter the mid to late game.
Interesting. Lolio's going to let the minions do the work rather than siege it down early. RCMY, they're looking to make this play. I see Storm. He's got his Flicker. He's got his Divine Judgment ready to go.
Not going to be seeing
think
some
this goes like
protection for
this.
That purple buff demon kind of gonna steal it
And with
away
this.
with that retribution. So RCMY still maintaining a good level of control over the map. But right now we've already progressed the point of the game where these teams are sticking very close together, going for those 5-man, and that's why you see Stormy going for the penalty zone instead of the Divine Judgment.
I find it really interesting how RGMY actually managed to get himself 2 of the outer turrets really early on. Despite the fact that, you know, Team SMG, they had got a pretty decent lead in the early stages, right? Even though they're down by 2 kills, they still have got a little bit more macro that actually brings more goal and economy around their team. To the point that it seems
Alright,
as
now
though
this
they were
one-
on
this
the
side
lead
does
and
go
that
like
they are
this.
able to, and capable of fighting back against RGMY. But they started to play very safely at one point in time.
I mean, Team SMG, I think when it comes down to like even high ground defense, it could be a bit of an issue, right? Nobody can like.
Oh!
Backline, Stormy!
Oh my golly! Gee willikers!
Penalty zone locking down to 3.
God damn it, Batman!
Storm is going to be the next one in line. And Team SMG, they're trying to find more people on the chopping block. And that is going to be Stormy in this case. 3 versus 3. Saksa hopes that he'll be get a talk down, but RGMI quickly disengages.
So that fight started
Guys,
with Stone getting
sorry.
a Divine Judgment onto Sasa off screen. Like being able to pick off the Brody first is huge for RGMY. But
Pretty
they
cool.
also overextended themselves in doing so. The 3-man penalty zone meant that Loleo would follow, and that evened things up for Team SMG. But I love the target prioritization from RG. After Sasa, they target Stormy because they know no one else can actually threaten them in terms of DPS.
They're not worried about the Holy Healing coming in from Miko. They're not too worried about Smooth yet. It's not like he has an exponential lead because Ripple has been keeping him in check every
All right,
single
back to the game.
time.
Lord gonna be contested once again. All players are gonna respawn in time for this.
Who takes this Lord, guys? I got $1 on RSG. $1 on RSG.
Around the Lord pit. Saxa doing a good job.
$1 that RSG gets this Lord. Who wants to take me up on it? Who wants to take me up on it? You gotta say it now. You gotta say it now.
Might find it, in fact, if Stormy's not careful.
I mean, they're dragging this out for a while. 20 seconds until the flicker comes back up, and Stormy, he's got the penalty zone ready to jump on.
Ritz?
If we've learned anything from yesterday's games, it's all about how
Okay.
you play this Lord dance.
All right, we got some bets in the house. Anira.
I mean, when we saw yesterday's game, a lot of these retributions just didn't manage to hit. As such, that's going to be the first thing that I'm looking out for. The Lord HD.
Oh,
While
Repo to the backside.
jumping in the back,
Izanami.
on the Miko
Use
and
the wing by wings.
that is
Demon
gonna
Kai
be
takes it. I need that $1. I need that $1, Anira. You can send it as a donation. Thank you very much.
Smooth and Sucks are dead on the Team SMG, and they even lost the Lord.
So worth it. So worth it for RSGMY.
I'll take it as a donation. You don't need to send you my Cash App.
Gonna be hiding in the tri-bush, forcing SMG to split up massively. The front line of Smooth and Saxa really depends on Miko to make sure they survive long enough for the rest of the team to get them back up. But since Miko was focused on keeping Sasa alive, that meant an easy Lord and free 2 kills.
Faye, good morning, good morning.
Especially with Rafaela, right? You're trying to make sure that with the Holy Healing and the slow immunity, you can get in and out of fights, no problems whatsoever. But with the lineup that we see from RSGMY, they force the all-in every single time. You're not going to get that extended value from Rafaela.
And that's exactly what RSGMY were hoping for with this lineup here. Looking at the AI winning prediction, definitely leaning towards RSG. And while things have been pretty even so far, it has been looking very
How are
blue
people
for the side of
building
RSG
Rafaela
and
Rome
RSG,
right now?
taking down the final external
Like, here's the
tower.
thing with all these
Field
support,
play
like,
coming
oh,
out.
oh,
Divine Retribution, Divine Judgment.
oh,
Down to Smooth, brings him down.
Shmoo- oh, response, response, response. Izanami down, Loliel down. Demon Kite on the run. Takes an Appraisal's Wrath to the face. Bruh. Bruh.
Beautifully played. Great counter.
Oh, God.
They might just get one
Oh,
more
God.
Hippo side to make it a complete
Hippo. Run,
wipeout
Hippo.
for the side of Team SMG. Huge plays.
Come on,
all
Hippo.
across Team SMG don't want to go home early.
Instant replay to relive the moment.
Come
there.
on, Hippo.
Okay,
That wasn't a
for moment,
replay.
got confused there. They're tricking us, but Rippo jumping in over aggressive again. RCMY, this is not the first time this has happened. Stormy with the penalty zone, finding a 4-man counter engage into the back line. And
Bro, Stormy's on fire.
SMG in exchange for only
Stormy's
one
been stealing
kill.
the right ult at the
RSG, I love
right
the
time
pressure
every
they're putting
time.
on, but they gotta respect their opponents a bit more.
I think they just need to spread out just a little bit here. Stormy has been finding these massive angles against RSGMY because they all channel themselves into a choke point. Had Izanami just positioned himself
Hippo,
a little
bro.
bit higher
Hippo
in that
needs to
top
step
position,
up,
he
man.
probably would have gotten the same effect
Hippo
without
needs to step
having his
up.
ultimate canceled so early on.
Hippo needs
Right
to stop
now,
messing around.
There needs to be a shift in the way that they're approaching these team fights. RSGMY definitely has all the ingredients needed for the recipe that is winning this game cleanly, but they've lost a lot of advantage because of that team wipe earlier. What they do have is structures. Right now, SMG definitely are outnumbered in terms of turrets, and that will provide RSG with the map control needed to decide how they want to take these fights. They just gotta make sure not to group up in a pile.
All in, what's up?
Team SMG, they have managed to gather a little bit
Is that
more
our boy
comfort
Fallen?
within their, comfort zone.
Or is that a
And they
different
managed to
Fallen?
reclaim at least the northern side
Is
of
that
the
our,
jungle.
is that our
While
guy?
slow push executes
Is
down
that the
bottom,
thief
Team SMG
himself?
slowly getting them more free real estate.
Is that a Gorilla Fallen? Is that Gorilla Fallen, or is,
Abusing the
you know,
map quite a
you
bit.
guys know.
And I think now with this turnaround coming in from the side of Team SMG, they don't mind it. Have as much control as you want. Breaking into our high ground can only be achievable with this Lord.
As now, Team SMG, they hide behind just for a tad little bit, while RGMY, they're finding themselves in some serenity, while Demon Kai holds himself in front with a quick little dance, waiting for that right opportunity for them to spring right into action. While Repo, unfortunately, has been found out where he was.
This could be an important timing though for RSG. Look at Stormy, he doesn't have a stolen ultimate right now, so there's no instant penalty zone counter engage if Rippo is able to find that opening.
Oh, Demon Kai, he actually abandoned the Lord just
Oh,
a little
Storm.
bit. Storm goes in for the catch.
Miko down.
Izanami takes
Good
the
play.
point.
But smooth into the backside. Izanami in trouble. Force use the flicker. Sasa with the Appraiser's Wrath.
He's going to be 1 versus 3. Well, Loli is just going to be holding behind the Lord for tad little bit.
Come on,
Not
RSG.
going for the
This should be
reset just
dubs.
yet,
This
but
should be
we are
dubs.
focusing our eyes on the
This
recall.
should be
And the
dubs.
pace
Hippo,
is so
what are you
much
doing, bro?
better. Saksa as well as Stormy down to such a low amount of health, allowing RGMY to push SMG away and very potentially take this Lord.
For the love of
Really
God.
good timing for a fight for the side of RSGMY. They knew that their mid as well as top waves were slowly building up, and if they extended this Lord dance, eventually they would have to send members to actually correct those
Abdul
waves
Ramsey,
and give Team
what's up,
SMG
Barbaro
an
Trex?
advantage for the upcoming fight. So, taking the fight
Mr.
now, and
Kuya
more importantly,
Barbaro
I do
Trex.
think Stormy may have
Call me
griefed Miko
KBT.
unintentionally running into the bush. They had no idea Miko was there, and at the very least stole him. If he wasn't able to close down and get the Divine Judgment onto Stormy, Miko second best.
Yeah, that's not ideal, especially.
Who did Stome used to play for? Stome also used to play for someone, right? Did Stome used to play for Todak?
Walls for Team SMG. I would still give props. Sasa had some good spacing.
Who did
there
Stome
make
used
sure
to
he
play
wasn't
for?
Easily caught out, even with the full dive from RSGMY, and they did decide to cut their losses. But I do feel like it was
Stone
a bit
played
too
for
late.
Brett?
Once they
No.
lost Miko,
Stone
it was
also played
really
for
time
RSG
to decide
Philippines?
whether it would have been a better choice to just escape
And
from the fight
Omega.
entirely.
No.
The tech boss being called. Same issue, it seems, for Izanami. At least no
Stone
important
played
fight
for
was going on at
Omega.
that point of time. Hopefully, this is still a Type 1
And
issue.
Bren.
It doesn't increase from there.
Stone's playing for everybody.
Well, while we're looking at SMG, right, they did manage to get themselves a quick little defense, and then they managed to reclaim some of their zones quite a little bit, right? But
Bren, Omega,
it's
and now
really
RSG
unfortunate
Malaysia.
that They just immediately lost that right as the Lord appeared, and it doesn't seem like...
Like the stream for an extra special announcement from Trex. I do have an extra special announcement coming in, guys, after this game.
But I think that
Who did Stone used to be with? Your girlfriend?
RG has
True.
been concealing themselves to a point that SMG just have no idea when to start.
I think for SMG,
No, but really,
it
guys,
boils
there's
down
like
to how
60
much
of us
can
in
we
here.
fish out
I really
of
do
the
appreciate
side
a
of
like.
RSG,
We're going to
right?
take this
Because again,
pause to
they're
talk
not
about that.
exactly the ones who want to be
Likes
the aggressors
are
here.
appreciated.
In more cases, in
They
more
help push out
cases,
the
we see
stream.
that
They help build the
RSG have
algorithm.
better engaged,
If
they
you
have
really
better
want to
dive,
get
they have
crazy,
they're
you
better
know,
in terms
leave
of
a
wave clear,
share.
on top of the fact that they have some
That's
really
appreciated as
powerful
well.
ultimates.
Put it in
If
Discords,
you
put it in
are
Facebook groups,
standing
whatever.
in a very, well, I don't want to say
Thank
singular
you.
position, but when you're around the Lord, you're kind of forced to be around the same area.
Yeah, so I think what really needed to happen there was Team SMG wanted RSG to engage onto them, right? So far, all of the fights that they've won have been because Rippo jumped the gun, Demon Kite jumped the gun, and they were able to counter-engage by making sure to keep their backline safe and going for a front-to-front. In this case, however, Stormy was not able to steal an ultimate in advance, and his positioning was definitely very aggressive to see if he could find it, which is why he ended up exposing the locations of his teammates when he decided to go for that retreat. And again, I do feel like once Miko is gone, SMG really needs to decide whether they want to back off from that fight. It's still not impossible to take it, but because Sasa's positioning was being threatened as well, I think it was better to just step back and reset their positions.
You know, considering everything that happened here,
Damn it, Bobby.
the value of the holy baptism coming out from Miko is actually extremely important for specifically Sasa, right? Because Sasa is the majority damage dealer for the team. I mean, secondary is going to be Stormy, but he's more of a burst type, not like a consistent DPS like Sasa is. So with the with the holy healing as well as the holy baptism, it creates space.
RV does YouTube. I was literally just pretty much messaging you in the mod chat because you're the only one that actually has ideas. The mod chat on Discord. I just posted a message hoping that you were up.
Push and pull whenever I go in, I come out, and that is probably the beauty of what
Trex have Riz hair though. Thank you.
Yeah, being
L3,
able
what's
to
up?
buy that
I'm good, I'm
mobility
good.
is hugely valuable, especially since
My
round
day's
4
good. I
sees
had a
a
good
buff
I worked
to make
this
it so that
morning.
the heal also
I got
protects
some
immunity
good
the
news
slowest.
finally
So
locked
in and
in
out is basically the name of the game
for
when you
later
have
on this
hero
month.
on your side, and so far SMG has been doing a good job of that,
We
especially
have a
if
mod
they're able
chat.
to bait out
Shut
the
up,
engage
Ritz.
from their opponents. But right now,
Are you a
they
mod
gotta
on the
make
Discord
sure
server?
to keep things close to their chest because we're back in the game, and the
Let's
Luminous
see.
Lord is pushing down bot lane.
I just saw Izanami purchase a Winter
Yeah.
Truncheon. That's a very, very good buy for himself, considering the counter engages coming out from the side of Team SMG. If he can avoid that entirely
you're a mod.
and save his HP, as well as the wings by wings, I think this could definitely be an
Ooh.
opportunity.
Will they be able to capitalize on that opportunity?
Got
though?
promoted
All
at
their
work?
inhibitors
No.
are very low, and the Lord
I'm
has
already
just taken the
promoted
first
enough.
one
If I
down.
take another
With all
promotion,
of the lanes
you guys would
completely
never
connected.
see me again,
On top lane,
probably.
not
I don't
quite
want
yet,
another
but soon,
promotion.
right? Lolia's managed to bring down the inhibitors, and that is going to be 3 inhibs down. RSGMY has taken total control of the outer regions of their base. And Team SMG, they're just facing death. They're just waiting.
Am I getting married? No, guys.
Perhaps
I mean, no.
Ooh,
That's not the announcement.
He's going to be finding himself within of the brush, and with the first person hit, that is going to be
Oh!
with a 4-man dive in. The penalty zone managed to choke.
No, sadly, it's
going to be finding himself back
it's
with
not
the
exactly
bit, but this is all gonna
MLBB
be
related,
pandemonium.
but it is
RSGMY now dove in like an Olympic diver.
event related.
Ritz,
Ritz, stop it, bro. I'm 22. I'm not almost 30. I don't know what you're talking about.
Flickers on forward, finds the clip with a torn apart memory, and that is going to be Repo taken down while Smooth goes forward.
Bro, why does RSG? Oh, RSG, why do you keep whiffing so hard, bro?
I want to see an instant replay of that. Just
I don't think I'm going to M5, guys. I'm pretty sure they're choosing a different caster. That's not the news, but just a reality check to everybody. Pretty sure I'm not going to be going. Sad news, but it's life. But I will be I'm pretty sure I'm not going, guys. Pretty sure I'm not going, yeah.
I think it's time to reevaluate how you want to.
I'm not going to say yes or no for sure because there's nothing exact or no official announcements. But I will say I have a feeling that
there's a good number of times where he
someone else may be going.
By Boxia, or even gets clipped a little bit by Rippo, but it really doesn't matter. The slow immunity keeps him at full movement speed the entire time.
RSGMY now is going to be taking the fight of their life, as Team SMG can very much potentially threaten RSG's spot for the very first game. RSG did manage to get it themselves very good game one. With all
right, who wants to bet another dollar?
Climbing down to lower than 50% HP.
I think RSG is going to get this Lord again. I think they'll get this Lord again. Stone's going to go for the play on the Sasa. I mean, on the Sox. Why do we have Saxa and Sasa? Is it Sasa and Sasa? Because X is kind of. Is it Sasha and Sasa?
That would be huge for RSGMY, but Stormy, he's actually gone for Divine Judgment this time. I think he has his eyes.
Oh,
on
here we go, here we go. There it is, there it is.
Oh!
There it is, boys. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Take out Sasa. Well played, well played, well played. RSG. Clean, clean, Laliel. There we go, boys. There you go, boys. Clean it up. Finish it up. You don't even need a Lord.
They finally got
GG's.
the engagement they were looking for, and now they're looking to end it.
With all
GG's.
RSGMY's member remaining and standing, they take game number 1 right out of the hands of SMG.
Nicely done. First win of the series here. At least for the side of Team SMG. It's going to be a little frustrating, but it's definitely a back and forth
GG's.
between the two. It's not like they took a hard loss,
So,
but the overall control of the map allows RSG to do
just game
so
one, though.
much
Just game
more.
one, though.
It's something to keep in mind as they're going to be slowly moving into game number 2.
And they'll have another game tonight.
Though, from the first game of the day, these two teams appear to be pretty evenly matched. But in the end, RSG were able to overcome the odds, find the adjustment necessary to overcome the survivability of Team SMG and pick off just the right target to finally dismantle the enemy team composition.
I think that we have seen quite a bit of a pattern coming in from RSG.
Damn, was that kid crying, bro?
Full advantage of the fact that SMG just doesn't really have a very good way to open up every single one of these rushes, even though they do have a Rafaela. So I think that we have seen, the Contra just jumping on the back lines and just catching people right out of nowhere with the conceal play.
I think a lot of this just really boiled down to like whether or not you.
Bro, their desk looks so bright, and the way the camera is right now, it almost looks fake. It almost looks like they're not even really at the stadium. It looks like they're green screened right now. Am I wrong? Doesn't it kind of look like they're green screened? Is it just me?
He got jumped in the back line. With that being said, let's go have a look backstage to see our MVP of the game going over to Izanami. When you think, oh man, Sasa, he's about to get on out of there. No, Izanami shuts him down.
It's pretty difficult to have to play a Farsa in this particular situation, but knowing that SMG, although they have a Lapu, their dive potential isn't quite as strong as you may think, allows him to position very comfortably, especially when
I'll
Ripple
tell
and
you
Demon
what,
Kite
I
is just
really
at their
enjoyed
the whole time.
the fall season setup, how we just had those chairs, we didn't have a desk or anything. I don't know why, but I really enjoyed it. I think it also felt more personal. Like you could just, like you could see my legs and stuff, and like you could like see me sitting there. But I think that was probably like without the desk, I really enjoyed it. I personally also like the desk we were at this time. I almost wanted to get rid of the chairs and just stand.
And unfortunately, time and time again, it seems that Smooth, whenever he jumps over to the
I would love to do like a desk next time on my feet the whole time. Like maybe just have a desk in front of us, but have us all standing and talking. I don't know. Those Papa, what's up, Damien?
Damage control instead, so that means that he's not going to be permanently on top of Izanami, and that gives so much
okay.
for the Farsa.
You guys want the news? You guys want the news? Can I get a few more likes for the news?
Well, I mean, it means that there needs
some news for this month. So listen, there's no big MLBB events happening this month, so you know it has nothing to do with that. I just have some good news for like 2 weeks from now. So, you guys want the long story or the short story? Long story or short story? I guess I'll just tell you guys the long story. Okay. All right, so short. Okay. Okay, medium rare. All right. So when I was so for those of you that don't know, the company that does NACT is called E-Stars. It's called E-Stars Production. And one of the head producers, his name is Loy. And we've been working with him now for, it's been, what, a year now? It's been a year now. We've worked 3 seasons with all of them. And Loy has always been super cool. Curtis, who's another one of our head production people, has been really cool. And David is the owner, and he's always been really cool. And I've gotten to know them a little bit, right? And Loy asked me a while ago about an event possibly, and just asked me about some information on if I knew anything about a certain sports or anything like that. And I told him yes, and then he never really got back to me. And I just kind of expected as nothing. And when I was at second day of NACT, he messaged me and he was asking where I was because I showed up a little bit. I had to catch the second shuttle. So when I got there, he pulled me to the side and I was talking to him. And there's this 3v3 content creator basketball event happening in Las Vegas on the weekend of the 20th between like these really big YouTubers with like and Twitch streamers, and they have like millions of subscribers and big followings, and they're doing, and it's happening the same weekend as TwitchCon in Vegas, and they're hiring E-Stars to do production for the whole event. And Loy threw out my name, and they were able to squiggle me in there. So I'm going to be hosting for this content creator basketball 3v3 event that's happening in Las Vegas in like 2 weeks. So yeah, it's not Mobile Legends, guys. It's not Mobile Legends. But I am going to be hosting for an event, which is really cool because it's just like another step, another thing on my resume and stuff like that, another thing into my portfolio. So yeah, I'm gonna be hosting for this event, so it's really cool. I'm really excited. It's called Kings. It's called Movement Kings
instead
Classic.
of allowing Ripple to jump the gun too
It's going to
early,
be in this
and then that
arena, and
strategy
it's going to be in
doesn't quite work
Palms,
anymore. So,
Palms Arena
also the fact that
at
they
Palms
stick around
whatever.
a lot of the time to make sure that it's not banned out. I'm not a fan.
Well, I mean, in this particular game, I think the Valentina is definitely understandable, but picking Ralph in the first phase does beg a couple of questions, right? I think they are investing a little too much on Sasa to hard carry this game, and I think obviously he's a great
So
player,
yeah, it's
but
pretty
when you
cool.
don't
I'm
have
pretty
the extra
excited for it.
supplementary of
It'll be my
skills on
first
something
time
that's
stepping
gonna
into another
create
genre of
space, or in
anything.
this case,
So,
playing a hero
but
that
yeah,
may
it's
not
pretty cool.
necessarily be the best in this particular meta.
The people involved in it
So I would suppose
are
the suggestion of having Rafaela being picked in the second phase would be much better, or maybe
So it's called the Movement King Classic is the name of the event. You have Jesser, Super Evan, Jeffrey Bui, which I looked up Jesser and Super Evan. I haven't looked up Jeffrey Bui yet. But like, let's,
Blind picking Smooth into Benedetta
so
might be a
Jesser
little hurtful. I
Yeah.
think
has
what they're
like
going to have to do, number one, is going
15
to,
million
well, probably
subscribers.
a scaling marksman, right? They're
He's
definitely
playing,
going towards their gold lane side. They definitely need a stronger roamer. I personally believe
Super
that mid lane is
Evan.
doing fine. It's just
Super
tough
Evan's
when you
probably
don't
like one
have
of the
that extra
smallest.
bit
He
of
only has
oomph, right?
50K.
And that oomph really comes down to the EXP. They might
And
have
then
to blind pick EXP or at least double flex it if they are going to be on blue side.
Yeah, I do.
Joe
agree.
Woe.
Having more flexible heroes
A lot of them are
overall
like
would
Call of
definitely
Duty
benefit
streamers
them,
and stuff.
but it is
Joe
a little
Woe
bit
is the
difficult
person
as
who is
well.
like the main guy who's putting on.
RCNY so far
Yeah,
is doing
Jesser's the
a great
basketball
job
guy.
of counteracting
Joe
traps.
Woe
I
is the
think
one who's like
it's gonna be
putting
a pretty
on
tough
the
ask,
event.
but I'm pretty sure they're capable of it. Looking at the item builds overall,
And then there's
this match does
Chris
end up taking
Evans.
quite a while here because
Is that the
SMG
name
was
of the
able
guy
to
on the
do
other
such a good
team?
job of counter-engaging, of taking
No, not Chris
advantage. A
Evans.
lot of that
Definitely
thanks
not
to
Chris
Nico
Evans.
being able to keep his
Um,
team alive. Yes, it means that he's less active as a player overall, but we did see its value.
I think we
It's
saw a lot of value coming out in that.
Chris
particular game,
London.
and
Chris London.
I was hoping to see a little bit more from Miko. It's just tough. It's just really tough with RSG.
Chris London
the way that they
is
like
like
to
on the
play
other
is based
team.
on their ultimates, and especially when you pull yourself together.
Movement
you're
King
scared
Classic.
when that flicker
Yeah,
is
is
gonna
the
be
name of
coming
the
back up
event.
earlier than it's supposed to be to really focus down.
Do you know about
on
it or
these
something?
targets.
Yeah, looking at the items overall from the side of RSGNY, I'm definitely not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. Like we mentioned, we do like that Winter Trunkian onto Izanami. The Oracle on Stone to keep himself alive as well, since he knows that Team SMG actually...
So yeah, these are all people that are going to be
burst-based
playing.
damage, so even a little bit of extra time is going to be pretty value for money. And Lolil, although we didn't get to see as much of
So
it
yeah,
as
I'm
we
pretty
normally would've
excited.
liked, a lot of that
It's like
was
some
because
big
he
names, some
was
big
doing
some
the
big
invisible
content
man
creators that are
job in the
playing,
backline alongside Izanami.
and I'll be
Yeah.
hosting. So
Just kept on jumping
so
on
it'll
the
definitely be a
goals,
good
even
opportunity to
though
get my
the
face out
oppositions are,
there.
like, ever so slightly different
At
ring
first, I
positions,
thought it was
still
like an
down. When you team fight,
actual
you're looking for that gold
basketball
line.
event.
No, at least when it comes
So I was a little like, okay, like that's cool, whatever. But now that I know it's like this, like a content creator event with like content creators playing against each other, I feel like it'll be a bit more. It'll be a bit more in my expertise. I feel like just because like something like that, you definitely want to have more fun with than take it as serious. I feel like. So like I think it'll be a good opportunity to like like do jokes and stuff too, and like try to.
It's difficult.
Chris
because
Evans, I'll
the
be
way
there.
that Raph and a lot of supports were changed was that a lot of their stats are heavily based on having a magic build. So if yes, going for some survivability is still important, but it does.
So yeah,
give them
it's
massive
I'm hype
overall
about it.
sustainability
I
in
need
the
you guys
team,
to
which is
show
something
up.
that
The live
feel
stream
like
I guess is
SMG
gonna
were
be on
building pretty
Twitch.
heavily around.
I need you guys to show up, bro.
Yeah, it's only on yourself.
It's only on yourself.
Treks for
and I definitely
NBA.
think that
I
a
don't know if
few
I would
should
ever be
might
an
have
NBA
done Rafa a couple more favors,
broadcaster,
at the
but
end of the day, right, if you get locked down by
I mean,
the divine
if
judgment,
if
it
they wanted
really
to hire
doesn't
me, I
matter.
might,
You're
you
going
know.
to get butt blasted no matter
But,
what you do. Even with an Athena shield, there's still many different types of damage, a good spread of damage, in a matter of fact, from the side of RSGMY.
Looking at the damage done overall, highest in the game. Actually, Stormy by literally 3 points against Izanami, which is the closest I've ever seen. That's kind of insane. Stormy was definitely doing a huge job this game. And it's surprising that he's able to do this kind of damage comfortably, even when he's the one counter-engaging and diving into the middle of the enemy team with penalty zone. So a lot of props to him, as well as the Holy Healing to make sure that he's able to reposition himself in these fights to contribute to that damage. But yeah, it does limit what SMG is able to do when so much pressure.
Yeah, I'll
is put on
definitely
Sasa
like
to actually
share
push
where
up
the
with
live
DPS
stream is and stuff like
without
that, and
having to reinitiate.
I need people to show up and be like,
I'm
Trax!
trying to figure out whether or not
That cast,
somebody
man,
is
whoever
going
that
to have to be
commentator
sacrificial lamb, and
is.
unfortunately, who could that possibly be? Because it feels like no matter what, these fights always almost feel 4v5 a majority of the time. Does that mean that Team SMG is going to be looking for bans into specific
Funny thing is, I actually
heroes,
just,
whether it be Franco or even in this case Kaja?
it's on
or do they
Twitch.
just kind of let it through, try and revamp and
On
just
Twitter,
focus
not
on
on
their
YouTube.
own game
No, I'll
to get
share
that
about it no
early
matter what,
game
and on my
down?
Instagram.
Well,
But I'm pretty sure the live stream's on Twitch.
looking at how Storm has been playing,
Because
I
that's
think
where
that
most
this
of the
break banning
people
onto a Kaja
that are on
was
it stream.
definitely great. Although I think that they will still open up the Franco for various
Breaks on
reasons.
MPL
So
MY
many
versus breaks on
heroes that are
NACT.
currently in the meta right now.
Yeah,
And
but I
also
feel like
from
we should
that,
have
we're
longer
talking
breaks in
about
NACT,
meta,
man.
John, we're talking about Fanny.
I hate
It's a
how
little bit
I
too
like
much.
don't get me wrong.
But in terms of
I
opening
love
up,
that they that
Right,
we
things
keep
to
a very
consider for the
fast
upcoming
pace.
game, but for
I
this
do
one,
love that we
Overgraph
keep a
poses
fast
a completely
pace,
different story.
but
Just
also-
continuous back and forth between SMG and
But
RSG.
I
also,
just love that the goal graph looks like this.
it's
This is
like
exactly what the game was. Literally back and forth.
I
over
feel
and over
like
again.
teams
It's
should have a
not
little more
often
time
we
to
get a
prep
20
and
minute
prepare.
game
We'd have
that
better
doesn't
games
go past a 2000
if they had time
network
to-
lead at any point, and that's even at the very end when RGMY is finally
like
able to
especially
break
those
through
grand
SMG's
finals, man.
defense.
Those
That's how
grand they should have had
close
at
things
least
were.
10 minutes.
Even with all of the flaws
At
that we're
least
talking
10
about
minutes
with
in
Team
between each
SMG's
game.
draft.
They didn't even
Hopefully
leave the.
That's going to adjust. I feel like RSG.
They didn't even leave
SMG
the.
has definitely done their
what's it called, man?
preparation for this. They know what RSG
We jump back
wants
in
to do. They want to
quick.
sweep across the map. They want to take your structures, and when you have less vision to play with, that's when they pinch you time and time again. I think that Team SMG, in terms of the distribution of their members and how they actually approach when your map is so dark, is really nice.
Especially like in a long series, and like let's say you lose 2 games in a row, like you need that break to like get your mental back in the right state, you know, to like hype each other back up, you know.
Their overall economy, it doesn't seem like RSG is dipping.
Like I know like as viewers we hate these long breaks, but the teams need it, man. The players need it. To have a good competitive scene, to have good games, they have to have those breaks to
I
re-prep.
think that RSG has better protocols in terms of what each member is doing. They're not wasting time. Even in towards the later stages of the game where we do see these fights, they start splitting up, right? They 5v5 here, they get the initial pick. If somebody dies and they respawn, what do they need to do? Clear a wave? Do they need to take a camp? Do they need to start pushing the wave or even securing turrets?
I think a lot of it all comes down to the fact that Team SNG has
Do I
to
not have
stick
my
a lot
phone?
closer together as compared to RGMY because they're playing on a Rafaela comp. When they rotate around the map, they really gotta be pretty close to make sure they're able to maximize anytime RSG decides to start a fight on them. But that also means that they're not really splitting up the map's resources, thus slowing down their farm a little bit, especially when compared to people like Demon Kite and Lolil who are known for their farm speed.
Okay, so in that game, at least it's pretty fair to say that SMG, they focuses a lot more on moving around as a pack. They group up pretty early as well, and thus allowing them to take a lot of these turtles. But unfortunately, it seems that RGMY just constantly is able to find really good fights before the lot even happened, just based on to their lineup where they know that, okay, we gotta commit to this.
Yep, I mean, that's the entire game plan. Just playing around those ultimates is really, really key, and I think, Stome is very proactive, and I think, a lot of people out there, especially pubs, trying to figure out how the heck do I play Kadra? The ultimate is really, really long. You got to be efficient with it. As soon as you have it up, you're looking to be proactive on the map. Yeah,
the efficiency from RGMY was so clean this game, making sure that they were using Divine Judgment off cooldown, communicating whenever penalty zone was available to see if they could catch anyone off guard. So definitely the game started with Rippo jumping a little bit too far ahead of his team oftentimes, and that allowed for Miko to get them
This
out
is
of
game,
danger
it's only game number
once
1
the
just
rest of the
ended,
team
bright
came
side.
in and basically go for the front-to-front 5v5 that they're looking for. So I love the adjustments. Part of the reason why RGMY did so well towards the later half of the regular season was that they were the team that adjusted the quickest whenever enemy teams found strategies against them.
That is true. I mean, I feel like they played their very standard gameplay here, which is expected.
Do I think Arad is overhyped and Demon Kite is underrated?
Nonetheless, but I think that team
is that Wolf?
a lot clearer for them that in terms
Is
of
that Wolf over there?
Stages of the game, they have protocols set. I just wish that the drafts also reflect that.
So, okay, so right now we
Oh, Wolfie boy in the background?
being able to win one game against Team SMG, but notably, I think that a lot of people
Talking to the MY desk.
versus Homeboys, and I think that I want to bring up the topic as to exploiting the weakness of.
I think so. Like,
What
I don't think
exactly
that
is their weakness that allows Homeboys to take advantage
I don't
of
think that Errata is exactly like overhyped. Like, I get it. There's a lot of hype, but he did have some great plays. But I do think Demon Kite is a little underrated. Like, when he, at least when he was on, when Demon Kite was on RSG, I feel like he was getting a lot of hate, and like they weren't playing that bad. They just weren't a first place team, but they still were playing well. Like they still had playoffs secured.
Yeah, lore heads all over the world.
Oh man. I don't.
But that could just be my bias towards RSGPH in general.
Yeah, Nolan is Layla's dad.
Okay, I know that.
I don't know that.
Why are lore heads not happy about Nolan appearing now?
Well,
Maybe
mainly
because
because
he looks too daddy.
that's definitely one of them. That's definitely one of them. But I think, you know, more importantly, we're going to have to look at the power distributions here. Enough about Nolan. He is not available for play at this point in time. Same goes for Lolita. But in that case, we have to compare the two main win conditions for RSG as well as Team SMG. It's going to be Loliels and Sasa.
Now, these are very interesting players overall. We know that Lolil is a very aggressive player in terms of, like, on paper stuff. That's why you see in terms of the blue chart, he will have a higher KDA, he will have a higher DPM, and because Sasa oftentimes will be left behind, making sure that he can scale up into the late game, his GPM going to be a little bit higher.
No, this is lower
overall
bracket.
as
Loser
well.
goes
It does
home.
seem like he has a higher comfort in terms of hero.
This is
pool.
lower
I
bracket,
think
isn't it?
Lolil is one of those quality over quantity type of players.
Quality over quantity? I don't know. I feel like to
Maybe
a
I'm
certain
wrong.
degree he might even fall into the quantity category because
You
of the
think?
number of fights that he really gets deep in the sauce with. Like, the only reason why he has a higher average KDA than someone like Sasa, who plays a lot more defensively, don't get me wrong, was the fact, number one, when he's in a fight, he is in the sauce.
Playoffs.
He is in the middle of it. He's
Yeah,
not
this
trying
is
to stay
lower
on the
bracket.
outside. He is looking for kills. He is looking to participate. He is looking to pump out damage. And it reflects in his stats, his overall success.
Oh, so that is kind of like a pros and cons within itself, right?
Of course.
You find yourself opportunity, and whenever you risk it all, you are just going in and you pop off. But in the very event that you, well, okay, I can feel that. I can feel that.
You can feel that?
Oh, I can definitely.
Does RSGMY also
Oh,
RSGMY
what's up,
has
bro?
Somebody who stares in. I know
My
PH makes a
soul.
light, and let me tell you, he's real good at staring at a camera.
Oh.
Loliels, he's catching up pretty quickly.
Yo, does he not blink?
No, he's not supposed to. He's not allowed to.
He's
I see.
actually staring into our soul right now. I am
Yeah.
so impressed.
Ooh, wait. His right eye is
about
slowly
that,
watering.
about
He's
that.
reaching his
He's still
limits.
going. Yep. How long can this last?
Power through the pain, my boy.
Go for it.
Power through the pain. Power through the pain. You can do it. You can do it.
Come on.
Oh wait, I forgot the time of this. I don't know actually know
the
his timing.
cameraman is seriously
Oh.
testing him right now.
I think he went for a micro blink over there.
Ooh, you can
Okay,
see
give
the
it a
twitch.
break.
You can see the twitch, but definitely a staple brand from RSG. Let's have a look at Sasa's overall win rate because again, 100% all across the board. They're looking at their best heroes.
I blinked.
here
I
so
blinked
far.
several times
They played
already.
Standard in game number 1. I'm waiting to see some of these more interesting picks for game number 2, maybe even towards game number 3.
Yeah, it does seem clear that Sasa prefers the more artillery style of my. Oh,
Oh, back at it.
He's back at it again. Oh, yeah. Like, we need to stop focusing on this. We actually missed out on Lolil's top heroes earlier.
Really
because
need
he
to
was
see
just
this guy's
staring into
face.
the depths of the darkness, but his top hero is actually the Beatrix. 100% win rate.
100% win rate on
Game.
Beatrix.
Does anyone else have that kind of record?
At some point, somewhere, sometime, they play Beatrix and they lose. Loliels never felt that. Not even
Brought to you
once.
by
And I
Mr.
think that
Potato.
this season has reflected that extremely well, with some teams even going out of their way to ban it.
Same exact bans as last game.
So I will agree. Suppose.
Yeah, playoff buffs, maybe.
Same exact pick so far.
A little bit more of that as we are going to jump into game number 2 between Team SMG and RSGMY. We're starting to see a pattern here, right? Team SMG still lacking the previous ban, and RSGMY, well, pretty much goodbye to Edith as well as Matilda and Angela. Wait, is that the same band?
It's the exact same
It's the
bans as
same.
game 1.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
Exact
the
same bans.
6 bans, in fact, which is kind of insane considering that you would think some adjustment would come in from Team SMG after their loss, but I guess they felt pretty good about
Winner
their
faces
performance,
loser
even
of
though
next
they
match.
didn't end up winning in the
Winner
end.
of this
That
faces
they
loser,
feel
either
this is the
Homeboys
best
or
way to go for it. Starting things
Red
off with
Giants.
Valentina. We'll see how RSG responds this time. Are they going to start off the same? Terizla, Baxia?
Let's see. I see Baxia. I see
Reaper,
Terizla.
Trex, did Moonton change M5 format so NA can get grouped again? Yeah, they changed it just for us. Bro, I can't believe they changed the format like that for Worlds. I'm wondering why. But groups is best of 3 now. I'm pretty sure, right?
That's what I'm hoping for the side of Team SMG.
So I think it's to make groups more impactful. Like, that's my only guessing. I think, like, because it, like, honestly, like, groups is more of just like in the past, groups has always just been like, all right, this is fun. This is fun. This is cool. The alternative would be that you don't go home in groups. You just go to lower bracket. That's what it's always been the past several years. So, like, the bottom 2 teams in each group go to lower bracket, meaning they only have 1 life. The top 2 teams essentially get 2 lives. Hey, Trex, you should hop on MPLPH podcast. They got Dave a couple weeks ago. I'm guessing that was their NA choice. They haven't reached out to me. I'm good friends with Naisu. If they wanted me, they would reach out.
Nice counter pick to the Terizla and Fredrin going up against Baxia. We've seen this matchup many times before, and I think, honestly, Saksa was pretty comfortable in game number 1. Coming into game number 2, and more importantly, the second phases of the bans, what are we looking for? Does this encourage...
Yeah, I will say since it's best of 3s, it's a little different, right?
So previously in game number 1, RSG decided to ban out the X-Borg and the Benedetta during the second phase, whereas SMG banned out the Khajiit and the Novaria. So we're already seeing a couple of those heroes come through in the form of the X-Borg and the Novaria. What we are seeing is that the gold lane as well as the Roam not going to be shown on both sides as of yet. And I do think that the Roam needs to take a certain degree of priority here because Snow and Miko both want to initiate these fights for their team.
16 teams will be divided into 4 groups.
And I think that Bruno and Irithel is probably going to come up into question here, right? Because again, I think that Lolios, he's comfortable on both Brody and as well as Bruno.
4,
both of
8.
which are a pretty decent.
Yeah, 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups. So 4 teams for each group. Single round robin. All matches are played in best of 3. Top 2 teams from each group will advance to knockout stage. Bottom 2 teams. So yeah.
I think that really it's going to boil down to how they're going to be managing the earlier stages of the game.
For Team SMG right now,
What was it in the past? What was M3?
Oh.
Or M4?
RSGMY getting the ban down onto Klon. I think that
Yeah, same thing except best of 1. And
really good at the Klon, was it?
so, like, since it's best of 3,
He loves Claude.
Claude is his first love. More like Claude is every marksman in MPLMY's first love somehow. This hero just shows up so often that I'm kind of glad he got nerfed recently so that we see something a little bit different. But because of that nerf, it's very interesting they would go.
nah, bro. I think what makes TLB so good too. I hear what you're saying, Coach Mikey, but nah. Milos proved himself, man.
Not doing that.
Milos, and like, I don't know, like, if you were there in person, I think Milo, even if you want to say he's the weakest player on the team, his morale, I think he gives the team a huge morale boost. I became a huge fan of Milo because I was sitting in front row when they were playing against BTK in upper bracket finals, and his vibe is, I think it's just contagious for the team. Like, he's yelling, he's hype, and I think that was something that TOB really lacked in the past, like last season, and I think they really need that.
So now, what is going to be the choice? The Irithel is obviously still there, the Brody, the Beatrix still open in the pool as well. But nothing that very obviously matches well into the Bruno. Hopefully SMG has better ideas than I do.
I think it's going to be the Brody again, right? No, instead it's going to be 1-1. All right, interesting. So he doesn't want to get caught by the dive. Potential dives coming in from Ripple.
Plus they're going to have MPLI, bro, to practice and play.
Skill shots coming in from Izanami. With a Franco at least, these neutral takes should be relatively easy, and it helps a lot that you have.
I don't know if Milo has, like, I'm best in the world confidence. He just is. He's just very hype and positive, and like.
Have a lot of dive potential here, other than
And
maybe
he
the
doesn't
lack
let
of
the losses
insanity.
get in his way. It
So
feels
we'll see whether
like.
this is enough. It is
At
a
least
pretty
from what
solid
I've seen.
steal comp, though. So if they're able to again bait RGMY,
Which I think that's the worst downfall. That was the big downfall with TOB last season.
Setup for Sasa to jump around, get in that crossbow of tank.
Oh, RSGMY going for the
Yeah, I
farthest
think
this
the
time
synergy
in
would
the
trump
roam
having
section, just to be
Chicken.
sure that even if somebody,
Like, don't get me
even if
wrong,
the team
Chicken's
fight
one
gets long, even
probably the
if
best
start
player in
dealing them
NA,
away, he can
but
actually
like
save somebody with another
I
roam.
don't
So
think
I
that
think
would
it's an
make up
interesting
for
but
the loss
very
of
good
synergy of
adjustment
putting
from
him in
RSGMY
at this
the
point.
very end.
I do wonder whether or not
Milo's
it'll
gonna be
lock
king
them
of the
into a
Pirates,
certain
bro.
type of gameplay, though.
Definitely more
Previously,
king of the
Nico
Pirates
on the
energy
rock
than
made
like,
SMG roam
not
around
exactly I'm the
pretty
best in the world
closely
energy, but
together,
definitely
and
I'm gonna be
Beginner
king of the
Realm might have
Pirates
done a
energy.
similar thing, though
I could
considering it's
agree to that.
RGMY, I don't think that'll be too much
Bro,
of a concern.
Franco,
Will this
what are
be
you doing,
enough?
bro?
A lot of burst-based damage on the side of Team SMG, so it would be a great solution, but double mage comp, will they be
Whether they
bulky
win,
enough?
whether they do good or bad at MPLI, I think the fact that they're going there, I feel pretty confident them for M5. I don't know how to feel about them for MPLI, but I think they should get past groups and M series.
Away from RGMY after that very bad game, or not say very bad game actually. It was actually, I would say that the game was pretty equal.
RCMY's got this game, bro. All I had to see was 1-1 and Fermis. All I had to see was 1-1 and Fermis.
Excited to see the conclusion of the second match of this best of 5. Team SMG going to be on the blue side once again against RSGMY.
Shark is the best player in
on the
NA.
red side. Demon Kiten as well as Sasha both starting on the purple buff, ending up on the opposite sides of the
I
map.
guess he now technically has the best record. You could, I can say that. He does now technically have the most world. He has the most world stage experience.
Still has a little bit of room to work with. Looking at the emblems overall, some very bulky builds.
Chicken actually ties him because of ISF though. Now with M5, Shark will have the most world stage experience. You are correct.
We will know that Stone is on that roam Novaria
I would still say that.
very easy to open up the map with that Astral Echo. We'll see whether
Yeah,
it's
you can
enough
add
to open up
MPLI
his
now.
front line.
Shark now officially will have the most.
Go for the agility. He's not looking for the extra
Damn, that's
movement
crazy if you think about it.
before raid.
M3, M4,
With your
MSC,
raid, his
MPLI,
translates Ripple
M5.
can be a little devastating if Ripple sticks around for too long, especially if the gauge gets maximized by Smooth.
One thing that I do realize and remember is the fact that at least when you pick up a Bruno, most of your movements are actually quite telegraphic. So it's actually pretty good for Miko to land all these hooks, at least in the lane phase.
And if it's timed correctly as well, Sasa.
Do you guys think there's going to be any more big patch notes before M5 in the next 2 months? Any big changes?
So we'll see how that progresses. For now, things have been pretty slow. Saxa and Demon Kite both going to hit that level 4 turtle up in 5 seconds. Now this is going to be a pretty important exchange.
Yeah, in the meantime, Bruno is going to have full control over this lane. With
Here's the thing about the meta though right now.
Top side, as they rush in
I
for
think
level 4.
what-
See how this very
I
first
think
point
what
actually
TOB
progresses. Storm has
did to
not hit level
BTK,
4, but Stormy has.
We're almost looking at a fast 4.
they could do, and even did to Avalon, they can use, right? I don't think there's any extremely broken heroes in like mid lane or an EXP or in gold. Oh! Or in gold.
Yep, good
I think
trades
it's.
here. Smooth
I think
for Izanami.
if
I don't know
TOB
how worth it is
wants to
overall.
favor
The
best
other thing,
player
SMG did
and
get
just
the
ban
toss
out
into
like
them for now.
Fredrin, Akai, and Basha and make it so like best player can play assassins if he want like that. He wants like that. I think they could do that and be comfortable with leaving other lanes very open because everyone on their team has a decent hero pool and they can play around in other lanes. So like I think that could be a viable ban like draft plan for them.
Bottom side of the map whenever they have a push off of that mid wave, and Demon Kite doing a good job. He's a level ahead of Saxa for now until this orange buff gets taken away.
Now, compared to the previous game, I think there's going to be a lot more attention towards the gold lane this game from RCMY because Lalil is on that Bruno. A snowball on this hero affects the game more than anything else in the gold lane.
And Soxoff takes himself
Ken, I forgot to say hi, bro. Hello, Ken.
on top of on top of Humankind. And that is even
Oh, good play.
Ultimate is going to be popped right up. And that is going to be quite a bit of ultimate that's going to be used. Stormy still has got a
Oh!
away. Well, Miko lands onto the hook, right down onto Izanami, allowing Sasa to take himself that one quick kill.
Huge, just huge pickoffs coming in.
And
from
Quirky?
Miko's side. That iron hook, gotta be given respect. Oh God.
Oh, Sasa.
Bro, come on.
It
I was
is
going to
a
say, that
bad
should be
trade.
G's for you,
And
bro.
Lil takes himself away right under the turret's nose with just a sliver. What a bad play.
I was like, there's no way Lalil loses
Bad
that.
for Sasa, but that is all Lalil's, man. That was a perfectly timed flicker, letting Sasa get just close enough.
Yeah, I'm
to
not
take
saying,
the
like,
hit
I doubt it'll
every
work. Even
single
M
point,
series have
and then
good
ripping
assassin
away
jugglers.
those
But
bombs
here's,
at the
like,
end.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like,
Really want to bring him down, but unfortunately not quite fast
it's
enough for him to
it's
deny
definitely
him
a
off the turtle.
like
Democrat gonna
they
have to
can
get
use
themselves
that
out of
against
before
certain
they yield even more far.
if they
Only
want to let best player. Because right now it's so hard to play assassin against a Basha, against a fucking Fredrin, against
At the end of
and
the
a
day,
Kai.
SMG are getting some really good refresh.
Demon Kite is from
One
PH.
for one each and every single time. Oh, Stone having to flicker on out of there. Does not want to be caught by Miko's side, but now the dive initiates down bot.
Oh, Lolio.
Shark Franco, super viable.
Between Miko as well as Sasa. And of course, the Bloody Hunt locks him down. Stormy, Sasa as well as Miko, they're just pretty much stuck right here. And the only one to go down there is Miko, 1-for-1 trade, and definitely better trade for RGM.
Oh shit, we got 100 viewers. Hey,
One more.
hey.
The kill onto Storm right there. Stormy finally getting a kill that he's been wanting for a long time here. Even though that's very much in favor of SNG, I still feel like I have to give some props to Lolils there. He made that very annoying.
Honestly, I said this last season that I felt like the game was pretty balanced. I feel like right now, like I honestly feel like I was very worried that the more heroes they introduced, the harder it was gonna get. But I feel like just lanes in general and like meta, I really feel like we're in a good place right now.
Yeah, considering that the early game was definitely a little bit in favor of RSGMY, Team SMG has been playing it really nice, right?
What time is it?
12:30.
12:30.
Profits for themselves, whether it be neutral objectives or even kills. We see first item priority.
Saiyan 10,
He's
TLB and
able to
M5.
that Guardian's helm. He's going to be able to stay in the fight a little bit longer, but he hasn't been able to develop much of a lead against Saksa.
I mean, it's currently still at level 9.
Like the stream and you'll find money tomorrow.
So in terms of level and that kind of,
Can we talk about Ritz's Matilda cosplay and how it was peak?
different. So at least
How it
when
was
comes
pure
down to
peak,
fighting
guys.
The third turtle, they are still in pretty good contention, and RGMY may still be able to take it on.
Oh, Miko flickering down to the bottom side, trying to get this initial catch. Now the chase started by RCMY.
And now they're just going to be diving themselves right down on Miko, bring him down almost instantaneously so that the Bloody Hunt doesn't apply into his bag. And now Izanami was all
That
the way
damage
back
from
side,
Loliel. GG's.
losing calls all
GG's,
the
boys.
way
Come on.
back. They're just
Come on.
focusing now onto Saksa. He's taking the front lines. Unfortunately, a Prison's Crash did not connect on Loliel, completely shutting him away from the rest of the members from the side of Team SMG, giving
More
RGMY
simping time with Mara.
a very good upcoming take on this upcoming turtle.
I'm definitely gonna send Mara a message, be like, listen, remember M5, you gotta hit Hoon with the shoulder touch again. You gotta hit Hoon with the shoulder touch again.
As a bonus kill, which means that this turtle will go very freely over to the side of RSGMY. Demon Kite, although he hasn't been able to build up too much of a lead in comparison thanks to Smooth's peeling, this is going to get things going for RSG.
And Loliel's even completing his Berserker's Fury. This is go time for RSGMY with a gold laner ahead. I think this is the time that they start to group up. They start playing 4-1 and start conquering the map.
Yeah, this is not. Oh, Rico with a hook.
Oh, that's bad.
Hook down on Izanami, and that is going to be the first man down from the side of RGMY. A 1-for-1 trade so far. Sasa gonna have to get himself backwards, and well, 1-for-1 trade. Oh, sorry, he's only 1% down from Miko?
Oh, no. It's because it's Farmers. You know his passive,
okay,
right? He just comes out way faster. He just comes out way faster.
I thought I'm
every time.
hallucinating.
It catches you so off guard how quickly Faramis is able to respawn. But although SMG is. Oh, hold on.
Oh, but they're not the one. For RGM.
Well played, well played.
Gets clicked away. While the rest of RGM actually heads up to the top. Xbox doesn't seem to be in a very safe position at all.
I love how it's just like, yeah, it catches people off guard. Stormy, he's Nami. We're already back.
Being pulled back so far there, even wasting his flicker is going to be huge for RGMY. Although they are 1.5k net worth behind.
Oh, that's a good pull from Izanami. Forced that last insanity onto the side of Smooth, but Miko as well as Saksa came in really fast. And now with the Appraiser's Wrath as well as the Bloody Hunt connecting on Lolius, but it's just not quite enough to bring him down. He managed to take a far lead away.
Well played.
Smooth focuses down onto Izanami. The Iron Hook connects now onto Demon Kite. Storm from behind goes for a snipe, but that is not going to do anything. In fact, that's just a tickle onto Saksa.
Oh, that's so
I want to hear Gideon play-by-play, bro.
Leo's able to create enough
I want
space.
Gideon play-by-play.
Oh, it could have been so much better for Team SMG. 31% overall Hulk rating coming
I
down
feel like
from
Gideon's
Miko.
like
That's
like
honestly
in
one of
today's
the
day and age,
higher,
such a
hit rates we've
underrated.
seen
Like
throughout
everyone
the
just like
Yeah,
considers him an
I probably
analysis,
missed Franco gameplay
but his
for quite a
play-by-play
while, and I love that
sounds
Miko
so
is
good.
Bringing glory to the hero once again here, but yeah, that previous fight went kind of unfortunately because a kill on Lolil at this stage would have been massive for SMG, and they would have got it too if Saksa did not decide to auto-target his dash.
Oh!
Penalty zone all the way to the back lines. He was hoping
Pika, Pika! Hold on. Right after this, Sasa. Hippo, why'd you go? Bro, Hippo. Come on, Hippo. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, RSG. Hold on. Hold on, Pika. Don't leave. Don't leave, bro.
Ooh, the extra mobility from the 1-1 pick is actually coming in real
Don't
handy
leave, bro.
right here, because against any other marksman, that would have been an easy kill onto Sasa, but he's able to turn it around, finish off Rippo instead.
Oh!
Dun-ta-na!
Dun-ta-na!
We know that SMG easily out-damages RSG.
Oh!
Liking the adjustment to the draft in game 2. The 1-1 and X-Borg doing wonders in terms of
Jeez!
X-Borg slows them down.
Thanks,
Wan
Pika.
Wan
You're the
dances
best.
around them. You can see that even Demon Kite is like, he is trying.
I was
his
showing
best
it
to
off
get on
earlier
top
in the
of
stream.
Sasa. And with that crossbow of Tang, it is difficult, especially when you think you're going to catch him at the last second.
Being able to control what your enemy is feeling in the heat of the battle going to be very valuable. We saw it earlier with Lolil baiting out the crossbow of Tang with that flicker. And at this time, Sasa now going to be able to get those items in. 4-1 and 2 on the 1-1. 4K goal lead. Although it looked like RC were still pretty even earlier. Now very much the map is in favor of Team SMG.
Yep, they're winning out in the structures. The kill score may be only 1 in differential. But just look at the damage dealt difference so far.
Wow, that is so much damage for a Smooth. It's actually kind of insane. There's a reason why this
Homeboys and RSG in the finals?
RGMY in game
We'll
1.
see.
This time slips through the cracks. You get that Ice Queen's wand first.
RSG has to beat SMG, and they have to beat
in his lane. And that's translating into big stonks for Team SMG.
Speaking of which, this Lord starting.
and they have to beat Red Giants.
Now RSGMY is going to have a significant disadvantage for the next upcoming Lord, and it's crashing on all sides.
Or is SRG Red Giants? Is that what you're saying, Sloish?
Anything goes wrong in the bottom side, but they also have to focus down at the top and the top and the mid. As such, Team SMG has essentially got a really good bonus, if you ask me.
5K gold lead.
Down to lower than 50% HP.
I mean, even the AI winning prediction is telling us 72% going over in favor of the side of Team SMG. It's going to be a tough climb.
Oh, I like
for RSG
this.
to claw their way back into this game. It's not impossible.
You get a close-up
though.
on
It's
items and
definitely,
skills? That's
it's
actually really
definitely more
cool. I like
favored
that
for
a
the side
lot.
of Team SMG, right? This next upcoming Lord is going to be based on waves.
This is
I think it's
actually...
gonna be pretty difficult.
I fucking love this
Saksa at
overlay.
stage of the game means that it's almost guaranteed
Seeing
that
like
Team
when they
SMG
have their
takes the
skills
Lord.
and watching them use it.
But we do still have to keep our eyes peeled, though. Remember, Team SMG's game yesterday.
I don't know
they had
why
full
this is...
control
I
over the
love
game
this
and
so
then just
much,
stayed
but...
too long during the base invade, and then resulted in a comeback from the Red Giant. So as long as RGM were able to hold in position, SMG has already shown a behavior of being a bit too aggressive to close things out.
I bet there's people hating on it, but I like it. Oh! Demon Kite. They're good, they're good, they're good.
Both of these teams fully commit into this fight, but did not expecting to die at all.
They got the Nether Realm out. They got 4 ultimates from the side of RSG compared to 2 ultimates from the side of Team SMG. With the lead that they have 5k ahead, one of these important resources, the Nether Realm from Izanami, is down. So this upcoming Lord fight is actually very favorable for the side of Team SMG unless RSG stretches it out.
Stormy also managed to steal the Nether Realm. Let's remember that.
And we have to note Izanami, no enchanted talisman because he's going for that scaling build.
Bro.
Which means that cooldown gonna be just a little bit longer than he would like to, and SMG gonna take full.
Nah,
advantage
NA's
of that.
trash,
Lord
bro. We
dropping
got kicked out of
real
group
low.
stage.
Are they trying to bait a fight?
We're
here? They're not
garbage, bro.
rushing it just yet.
And it seems as though Saksa with the quick little taunt.
We're one of the weakest regions right now.
Up, smooth, went straight in. He's actually trying to clip on the Lolios, but I don't think that that's gonna do anything Lolios at all.
Oh, Saza.
They do have the Nether Realm coming from the side of RGM1. They eventually did manage to do quite a bit for them. They managed to force Team SMG running back home.
Yeah, but they got Lord. They did their job.
Hands of Team SMG, but it's not gonna matter if Team SMG is still gonna have a lot of these playmakers alive.
All right. At the very least, Team SMG, they increased their lead to 7,000, and now with Miko dead, the Lord is only spawning right on this wave, so that means 15 more seconds until Miko is back in the fight. RSGMY, they're going to lose an inhibitor here. How many inhibitors is going to be the real question?
I still feel like that previous fight could have been cleaner, though, from Team SMG. They had a clear window of opportunity, but because they waited just a bit too long to finish off the Lord, Izanami actually got the Nether Realm back in time. And that resulted in 1 kill for them. Obviously, SMG still has a huge goal lead at this point, thanks to that damage dealt difference, as we can see. But we'll see whether or not RSG can mount this base defense, because right now, things are looking dicey.
The wave clear from RSGMY is about to show itself. They don't really have a very strong one except for the side of Storm. Lolios will take some time to eventually whittle everything down. But for now, Team SMG, they want to focus on escorting this Lord to break down the bottom lane in hit turret first, and then escort the rest of the Peacemaker in the middle. And let's not
Honestly, I feel like the Akai deals with the Fredrin better.
Push. Doesn't seem like SMG wants to force a fight. They want to escort every single one of these creeps.
Yep, they're playing it to their disciplined selves all over again, following the textbook to take down inhibitor by
Like when it
inhibitor.
comes to Retri game. Oh, Hippo, you kind of whiffed that, Hippo. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sasa's doing such... Oh, no, Loliel.
Quite a bit of comeback even without Lolios right now. Ripple expends a flicker, gets himself right out of there. But the creep is still moving in from the top and the bottom lane. A lot of pressure is just mounting on top of the shoulders of RGMY, and thus leaving them with a very barren wasteland.
Pretty solid performance from RSG, all things considered. Rippo being able to clip 2 at the edge of the penalty zone right at the wall of their base. But because they are lacking so much map control right now, all 3 inhibitors will fall for Team SMG.
Hippo's 0, 2,
regardless
and
of their
5 right now,
efforts.
guys.
They don't mind losing Saksa there. And Loliel, unfortunately, he has the damage. I like that he went for an aggressive play, but Team SMG were keeping a good close watch on the angles there, and that resulted in his death, keeping the net worth lead firmly in favor of Team SMG, who honestly has only lost 1 tower this whole game.
I guess this is where the pros and cons that we were talking about Loliel very boldly comes in, right? He's being punished right now.
Every time you say DK and you're referring to Demon Kite, I just think of either Donkey Kong or Drift King.
Yep, every single time he goes in, he gets peeled away.
Drift
from the
King,
rest
bro.
of Team SMG, and if Saksa is still alive, he lost
Hot
the
take,
long
guys.
enough
Hot take.
for the rest of the team to actually go for the punish.
Hot
Now,
take,
one
real
more
quick,
fight down
guys.
outside.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Hippo. No ults for the side of RSG. Sasa still has crossbow of Tang. Hippo on the run. Immortalities on everybody. Oh, my lord. Hippo. We need a penalty zone.
Team SMG, man, they are on a mission like a man possessed, leaving RGMY with only 2 to defend this upcoming push.
I gotta say, Miko is a hero right there. Literally with his dying
It's gonna be
breath,
1-1,
gets
boys.
that bloody hunt onto Loliel, and that's allowing SMG to push in and end the game.
As
GG's.
Izanami takes bit of these hits, as Team SMG, they all just need to focus on this core, allowing them to turn the game around and give themselves a
All right, hot
1-1
take.
scoreline against RSG.
Hot take. Game number 3, guys.
Hot game for the side of Team SMG, rebounding back.
Hot
and
take.
forcing RSG to
When it came out,
reconsider, do you
I
really
feel like a lot of
stay
people
on the
didn't
red
like it,
side?
right? when Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift came out, I feel like it was kind of underrated. And now it is probably one of my favorite as the whole bunch of Fast and Furious movies. Has probably one of the best soundtracks. The If You Let Me Tokyo, dun 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 dun. That song's a banger and will forever be a banger.
That his team has some decent laners. Honestly, not too bad.
I feel like when it came out, everybody was like, what the fuck is this? It's not even the main storyline. And like all that stuff, you know? Like everybody was just like, yo, like they were mad because it was some off-brand nothing. But like now that I look back on it, it is such, it was good. I could watch it. Plus, there's cute Asian girls. You know? There's cute Asian girls. Everybody likes cute Asian girls. It's a win-win. Great soundtrack. Fast cars. Cute Asian girls. They had the perfect ingredients, the recipe. They had the recipe. They had the recipe down, guys. They had the recipe down. And they screwed it all up with space cars. They screwed it all up with family. God damn it.
We were talking about his presence in the gold lane really helping out Sasa there in a matchup that he definitely would have lost if he had to take it alone. Of course, a lot of this came down to the fact that he didn't have to roam to the opposite side of the map as well. That EXP lane completely won out.
Yep, self-sufficient, independent, and you can even see that like.
Yo, I killed. Listen, Ritz, don't. I killed it in karaoke. Nobody expected it. I walked in that room, grabbed the microphone, and immediately started banging.
When it comes down to Novara, you're gonna have to be really out in the open as the mage, right? So in fact, I actually see him, Novara, in the bottom lane a lot more than the Faramis in the bottom lane.
Well, I mean, Izanami, he's looking to scale, right?
Yeah.
He's important. He needs to scale. He knows for a fact that Team SMG is eventually going to come together. He's going to get a lot of value. So I like the decisions.
If you let me Tokyo. What a banger. I want to play it right now, but I can't play music on. That is, you know, it's another hot take. That's the shittiest thing about streaming. It's the worst thing. There's so many times I listen to music when I'm driving around or this, that, and I go, man, I wish I could listen to this music with you guys. Man, I wish I could listen to this music with you guys, but I can't.
I think the results of the game definitely reflected that here, and I'm very excited to see what Team SMG has to say. So let's jump on over to their mic check.
Oh baby, you should know me, love you.
Success still a
Can we fight? Can we still fight?
Careful.
Ay, gago. Tanga na, doon na pupunta yung ulti kong tanga. No flicker expert. Elton.
Low.
Dead.
Nice one.
Top. Go back. Naging tigolok sa Simia. Simia.
If cannot out,
Good start, Mickey.
nice boot.
Hey, go. Go. Sako.
Ah, she's too
Baya. I know.
Only one boot.
I might go to Japan in March since M5 is not in play anymore. Aww. Ritz, M5's not in play because I'm not going to go.
Full tech.
I can stand him.
Go.
No, it works.
Mid. Can we go mid?
Go.
Nice. Careful, guys.
I'm here. 1v1.
Trex,
Go.
were you surprised when Avalon beat BTK, and what's your thought on why BTK lose? Was I surprised? I was definitely surprised. I think Zane said it very well. He didn't think they had it in them to beat TOB anyways, and that's probably true. But they just, bro. I don't think, like, I think there's, like, a lot of hate going to certain players and this and that, but also, like, I think all of them didn't play that great. Like, Chicken did not play Rome well at all. He played, he threw. Chicken threw those games a little bit, bro. Like, and I feel like a lot of people are, like, putting it on the shoulders of, like, ISO, Yato, and T. And I don't think it's just them, bro. I think everybody played rough. And, like, don't get me wrong, it's not Chicken's fault. He played Rome. He had to play Rome, bro. He had to play Rome. But he did not play well.
I think one thing to note about this game and this series as a whole is how the draft grants independence.
Even when he was on Edith, which is, like, so far from what we've seen on his Rome, that's, like, his bread and butter. And he was just, like, going out there and getting himself killed repeatedly.
When they had the Faramis. And after looking at that mic check, looking at the game again, that is what happened. RSG were moving to kind of force the move together very often while Smooth.
On that note, did BTK happen to only prepare for TOB, as Basic said? Probably. I mean, maybe they came. I think, yeah, there was probably a little bit of coming into that game, like, oh, this will probably be easy, and getting a little too far ahead of yourself. But, like, they didn't, like, it's not just the draft, like, they didn't play well. Also, Zane got, like, it felt like Zane just got exposed. Like, the fact that they banned those 3 heroes and I don't know. Like, Zane even said, he was like, they made me uncomfortable by banning out my 3 comfort heroes. Like, I think that's a problem. Like, it's finally kind of coming to light. Like, banning 3 heroes shouldn't. Banning and take, like, 4 heroes shouldn't make you uncomfortable. I hate to say it. I think Zane just needs to get back. Like, here's what I don't understand is Zane needs to get back to being, like, go back to M3. Like, look at M3, bro. He played fucking Saber and beat Blacklist. Like, I don't understand, like, what happened to, like, being comfortable on other heroes. Like, I don't know what happened to him and, like, where this idea of, like, I think the moment, like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's a confidence thing on certain heroes or what it is, but, like,
and that's why we do see that priority towards that mid lane. Unfortunately,
I don't know.
Faramis has good enough wave clear. We do see that Story is able to roam around more, especially with Miko setting up some really clean hooks overall.
I don't know.
Was trying to make out for
it is what it is. TOB was the better team. Avalon was the better team that day.
Like when you're on a Bruno, you want to do that, but that's also kind of playing into the fact that he's not getting farm elsewhere on the map. And they weren't able to get kills because the Nether Realm was stolen by Stormy, so they can just walk out whenever they want.
Exactly. And I think, you know, that was the big problem here in terms of the overall draft. Like, this Faramis really did struggle not only in the lane matchup because Novaria wasn't there to really help the 2v2, but instead forced that 1v1. Let's have a look at the items and maybe we can get a deeper dive into this because I think, you know, Stormy in this particular
there's not really, like,
did he do a really great job at just kind of maintaining
it is what it is, you know.
Level, but it definitely helped when he steals that Nether Realm as well.
Yeah, looking at the items.
I will say this.
This is obviously a much more favorite for Team SMG.
I was surprised that Avalon won, but there was also a little bit of excitement because
Team SMG obviously has much more
it makes NA feel more like an MPL. In a playoffs, it makes it feel more like an official because it shouldn't always just be the 2 teams in finals. It shouldn't always be so easy to read. And the fact that something like that happened,
really difficult. I think Smooth had a phenomenal game this time around. He can do whatever he wants.
Just makes it feel like upsets are possible. Like it goes like go back to last season and or season 11 for MPLPH or season 12 for season 11, right? I'm pretty sure when AP Bren was #1 in season, RSG was like #4, Echo. Like, nobody expected Blacklist to make, like, just all those things that happened. Like, upsets happen, and
it's
That's
definitely much more
exciting.
reactive than he'd like it to be, because I expect him to at least have a Dreadnought since he's playing against Smooth in lane, but he's forced items against Sasa, against Storm.
Area 77 having the crazy run into playoffs. Like, I think there's a lot of excitement. Like, sadly, there was a lot of excitement that kind of got missed and kind of got underrated because the teams don't have as big as followings, you know? Things like that.
Not only is he looking to control it, he wants
So,
to
like,
dominate that lane. And
but
that's
the
where
reality
Sauce
is
really shine, making these
if
trades
we were in
impossible
season
in the
12
mid-stages of the game.
and we had offline finals and we had teams with huge followings, like, this season would have been pretty hype, you know? There was some good moments. The grand finals, I was a little upset with. It was tough to cast after game 2. The way playoffs went, it was a little, I wasn't super crazy about the format this season. There was definitely some things I wasn't crazy about this season, but there was also some really good moments.
Again, I don't think he would have gone for this if he was using Brave Smite, for an example. The fact that he was using Impure Rage, it tells us, I want to win the lane. I don't want to just keep you in here. I want to make you suffer for as long as possible. And Rippo, 0-3 and 5, definitely felt the heat.
Yeah, I think it's because Smooth also knows of how much defensive utility their team has. They already have Fredrin and Franco as damage sponges.
Yeah, if Gals was there.
Why not go for damage? You're more often doing a disservice to your team if you don't go for a bit more extra DPS on top of that.
Online viewership, nothing compared to last year.
Rippo not able to play
the moment BTK dropped out, it got cut in half.
Instead of for his lane opponent, means that the EXP lane is pretty gone already.
Grand Finals did half the views. Grand Finals dropped like half the numbers
fast enough, even though Lolil actually did a very
comparative to the games before.
Out-maneuvering Sasa.
No, of course, when I'm looking at Lolil's item, I'm trying to get, you know, the order correctly. Did he get the Heartclaw, then the Berserker's Fury? Or
Yes.
Which is kind of normal, like Echo, like
He went Heartclaw into Berserker's Fury first.
if Echo Blacklist play and then some other teams play, viewers are going to drop.
So I can understand the Wind of Nature bias.
No. Offline didn't drop by half. Day 1 was empty, but that's like, come on, we kind of expected that. But day 2, during like when BTK and Avalon were playing, we had probably close to 200 people in the arena. We had 300 seats. Just because all the seats weren't full, I think that maybe they put too many seats. It made it look emptier than it actually was.
Taken overall by the SNG lineup, but well, when they have Smooth, when they've got Saksa, when they've got Miko, we already mentioned NetherRealm multiple times, but that's also acting as massive damage sponges for the side of Team SMG, with RGMY unfortunately just...
Oh, you meant offline dropped in half after... Yeah, after BTK lost, even a lot of people at the stadium left. That was crazy. It's kind of depressing. It's kind of like, guys, like, really?
I think that's a fair argument.
Like, do we hate Mobile Legends? Do we just love BTK that much and don't like Mobile Legends at all?
In the game, not just behind Loliel's, but defeating a majority of the damage dealt coming in from the side of Team SMG. His pokes have been pretty effective, but it's not landing on those right targets. He did hit it on Sasa once or twice, but let's look at the highlights so far and see whether it really made that difference.
I'm kind of hyped for Area 77 next season. I was talking to them a lot.
Farming it up on the opposite end, you can see how Rippo is forced to rotate very quickly. And oftentimes in these highlights, you will see that RG and Y are going to be clumped together a lot more compared to Team SMG. We did see some great plays like Lolil out-maneuvering Sasa here. But after that, you can see that SMG are actually able to win out fights pretty okay, even without half their team's presence.
I mean, their composition is designed to pick people off, right? These smaller skirmishes, as long as you have the Franco ult, is definitely beneficial, especially for Sasa. He can burst pretty much anybody down, especially if his Inspire is up, and use his Crossbow of Tang once he gets the weakness points. Stormy as well, pretty effective too.
Yeah, also, they also started.
I'm starting to read Unlock. Unlock Undead or Undead Unlock or whatever.
Right 5 minutes into the game. I mean, I can understand that Team SMG, they managed to bring down the first...
Miss Lizbeth! Hi.
A lot of potential for them, but
hey Liz, some of my chat were asking if you're single. Can you let them know?
And not just leave Sasa just somewhere to farm.
I think Sasa was already feeling more than comfortable enough to just go for the fights regardless, right? Yes, he did end up dying in the 1v1 duels.
They were asking
Lils,
about you
but when
earlier.
his team is together,
I
there's
told
so
him I
much
didn't know.
space for him to get
I
those
told him you have
defense
multiple
picks up as long as
boyfriends.
he
You
keeps
have a
his distance
Chinese
from the
boyfriend,
Bruno. And a pretty easy
Canadian
one, although
boyfriend.
himself is
Me and
afraid
Ritz
of
are your
joining the
American
fight.
partners.
Yeah, I think, you know, definitely it kind of puts RSG in their place. They have a couple of things that they need to kind of figure out, and number one is going to be adjustments in the draft. The game itself, one or two mechanical mistakes coming in, specifically from
And
Leo, so I think
I'll
he
tell you
needs to
what.
kind of like cool down from these next
When we
two
all went out to
games,
dinner,
play
Liz got a little tipsy and was sitting next to me, chatting it up, being real friendly.
I mean, I'm still gonna be a fan
Lots of eye contact.
I just want to see hard supports coming in from both sides. At least SMG did do that in this game, so I think it's time for us to say RSG, go back to your roots and go back to what you dropped for game number 1.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I
Angela, they could just double down. I feel like Team SMG
Maybe.
might go to the point where it's like, hey, Sasa, let's do this again. All right, you're gonna carry us. We're just gonna support you all over again. Come on.
I think in the end we do still enjoy the setup tanks a little bit more, especially from
course.
Storm and Miko. Like they're turning these fights really easily for their team, and we want to see that a duel here. So I think we'll be very excited to see what happens in game number 2.
All right. With that being said, we got a little special segment here. We're gonna throw it over to
Who's
them and have
tripping?
a
I'm
look.
tripping?
Apa khabar MPL
I'm tripping?
Malaysia? Jadi hari kita tengok
I know, guys. Liz is your guys' pure goddess. My bad. I've never actually even spoken to her. We've never even sat next to each other. When we cast offline, they don't even put us on the same screen. We can't see each other.
Amar,
Ya, saya.
apa perasaan hari ni bila tengok SMG lawan dengan SRG? Kalah balik rumah ni.
Saya rasa biasa kot sebab resi macam biasa je hari ni kan.
You guys are right.
Tak ada fight lah.
Macam tak ada fight. Macam tak rasa macam tu.
Jadi cheer banyak-banyak tu macam buat penat.
Buat penat je. Aduh. Tak payahlah buat, tak payah.
Jadi korang ada tak macam nak cheer bagi semangat sebab sekarang
She doesn't even look my
sebenarnya
way, yo.
untuk SMG mereka perlukan semangat.
None of them do.
player
Ritz,
ke-6
Liz.
daripada korang, friends and family.
Okay.
I got these highlights for nothing.
Okay korang, aku cakap versus SMG, vamos. Korang ulang korang semua ikut.
She's
1, 2, 3. Versus SMG, vamos.
All the girls hate me.
Sekali lagi. Versus SMG ni, vamos.
Let me make myself small so you don't even have to see me, guys. I'm still here. I'm just way up here.
Itu sebenarnya rehearsal. Memang nampak tak prepare sebab kalau tunjuk prepare nanti orang terkejut. Tapi kita tak dengar lagi.
Stop, Mirko, guys.
Dekat sana. Cuba tengok dekat sana.
Not you
siapa
too,
yang
Liz.
ada.
I already have to
Hebat
deal with the
tidak.
Mirko talk from Ritz. And I already have to deal with the Mirko talk from Ritz, okay? I get it, okay? I get it. But at least not around, you know, you're allowed. You guys are all you guys are allowed to love Mirko. I'm very open, you know. I'm okay with open relationships. You know, just don't talk about them in front of me.
Peminat sejati RSG. Nel, nak introduce yourself?
Okey, boleh. Nama saya Nel. Saya fan RSG lah.
Okay, dah berapa lama fan dengan RSG?
Season 7.
Sejak season 7. And who's your favorite player?
Loliel.
Oh, so you pun macam goal laner lah.
Betul.
No wonder. Okay, macam ni lah. Tadi cheer diorang ni macam lembab kan? Tak minum Nescafe.
I don't know who this host is, but I was thinking the same thing, Liz.
Better, right? Alright, so when I say RSG, what do you say?
Salah. Dia macam ni.
Okay, you tolak what?
When I say GG, you guys say?
RSG!
Okay, let's go guys. GG!
RSG!
GG!
RSG!
GG!
RSG! That is the way we cheer! Boji nampak tak?
Jap, nak bagi pesan jap, boleh tak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Korang tak payah buang-buang tenaga lah sebab M3
I told you, Liz.
So season ni biar RSG lah tunjuk macam mana
She's
nak
got
main world.
a big mouth.
Ooh, pedas! I like it. Boji, macam mana pula?
Dia tak kisahlah siapa entry.
I mean, I don't mean this in like a disrespectful way, but there's something.
Kalau kalah tetap balik rumah. Yang penting semua sini.
There's something about like. It's gonna come out wrong, and I don't mean it in a wrong way at all. I just think like women with like big mouths are kind of like it can be pretty sometimes. It can be very pretty sometimes.
ShoutCaster. Silakan.
I don't mean that in any kind of. I know like all my chat are gonna take this in a in like the wrong way.
Fan interactions here, as you can see, we've got a full
Like
crowd
when a
behind
girl
us.
has like
It is,
a
very
pretty
awesome.
mouth.
I'm not gonna lie, with the lights and with the amount of bodies we have in the arena
Anyways.
today, it is a spicy game. 1-1 currently if you're just tuning in, and the adjustments need to be made. Predictions for this upcoming game. Hey, look, the BM side, they're looking pretty cute. They got 4 people. They've also got a special guest on their side, so make sure to go check them out when you have the time.
Calm down, guys. We didn't say. I can't even give a compliment without like. Without. I don't think Liz has ever like been in one of my streams for a long time.
I mean, we have to say that, like,
But these types of talks are pretty normal. I don't know how Ritz has dealt with it for so long.
Yeah, Kaja and then DeFranco.
Yeah, that's true.
Raf and Novaria have lost so far, so.
Tanks might just be the way, especially since everybody has been.
That's a big mouth, brother.
In the meantime,
Checks like the
playoffs
big.
to determine who is our representative. And in conjunction with the M Series 5th anniversary, you can vote for Heroes Now for November 4th to be awarded as the 10 greatest players in M Series history. Obviously, we would like to have.
Do you think if like half the stuff we talked about on here got clipped, I would get canceled? Or do you think like people would just think I'm funny?
Ooh, that's quite,
Like, do you think people would understand the humor that happens here? Or do you think that, like, you know, I think people would find it's funny. Like, Hoon used to have some crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay.
You can go.
That sounds like fun.
I think like the bros would at least have my back, right?
In terms of like player mentalities, right? SMG.
Like I think we're lighthearted in a sense. Like I think even when I'm making a joke or anything like that, like it would be lighthearted. Liz, they don't listen. The 100 people here or whatever, the 90 people that are here now, the 100 that were here earlier, they don't want to watch me play Mobile Legends. I've tried. I get 10 viewers when I play Mobile Legends. Of course I'm Grandmaster. Nobody wants to watch me play Mobile Legends. They want to hear me talk shit and joke and watch games.
And not really vary the draft all that much. Whereas on the opposite side, RSG very confident.
Liz, you are sizing my life right now. Listen, I've been Mythic. It's just been 3 seasons. Liz is sizing my life right now, bro. She's calling me out.
Is Coach Pow's philosophy the more consistent one?
Worst player
I mean, it's very
in the house.
on brand for Team SMG. Don't get me wrong here, but I think the major problem right now is the fact that Coach Pao is actually gatekeeping dive compositions away from RSG. Notice the Fanny is missing, the Lancelot's missing, the Yuzong.
Guys, I got a hot take. Now that Worst Player just reminded me something. You guys remember before NACT when we were talking about Fraud Alert, right? We were talking about people and things on Fraud Alert. You guys remember that conversation? Who was here for the Fraud Alert conversation?
Except for the fact that RGMY, this time, they have decided to pick up a Martyrs and a Kaga on their first 2 picks.
Does everyone remember the Fraud Alert conversation?
Demon Kite has been put onto the box 2 games in a row.
Okay.
Of course, because they were predicting the raft to come out.
I'm scared to have this conversation because this is something that Clippers will clip, and it'll get blown out of proportion. And it's just a joke. So if you're going to clip this, please just understand. Okay. After Zane getting, I'm just going to say quick, after Zane getting 3 heroes banned and him looking and BTK getting torn apart with those 3 heroes bans, do we think Zane's on Fraud Alert currently? In the current meta, is Zane on Fraud Alert? All right, I said it. Is there some Fraud Alerts going on right now?
But the fact that these 2 teams have been here for like 5-6 seasons now and they've never run into each other in the playoffs shows just how different their performance until now has been.
Interesting adjustment for the side of Team SMG. Instead of their traditional picks,
Is it happening?
And as well as the Kufra,
Nah. Yes, no. We got some yeses, we got some nos, we got some yeses.
this. I mean, the fact that RGMY knows that, you know what, we picked the Terizla too early, and he actually gave them the counter of picking up the Xbox. So
It's just me asking a question. I'm not saying yes or no to that question. I'm just wondering.
They don't have to think so much about, yeah, Terizla gonna lose the lane.
Okay, with that being said, right, go over to the priority.
Rit said, I don't think so.
SMG. Are they going to stick to the same exact bans that they did in game number 2, or is there going to be slight adjustments again? Kadena,
But if you ask a non-bias such as myself, then no.
It's pretty efficient
Okay.
on it, but what else?
They banned the
I don't really
Kadena.
think
That
he
does
is
make
either.
this very interesting.
I don't
Leads
think
me
he
to
is.
believe that they
I
want
think
Farsa to play a more
he did get a
auxiliary
little
style marksman. We did know
exposed.
things like Melissa, like the Ixia, pretty popular. The Beatrix as well, if they want to keep things more flexible.
I think like as a jungler, I think like there was definitely some issues there. I'm a Zane fan. Here's one thing, like I don't have to like say that I'm not a Zane fan and I'm still gonna say no. I am a Zane fan.
I just love
I'm
the
also a
example.
Hoon fan. I'm
Okay, it
fans
just
of a
looks
lot
so
of players.
good. Like, it almost
But I
looks like
do
it's
think there
Photoshop
was
into it.
like
It's
when I
so
watched
natural.
some of those games, I was like, man.
I think it's okay.
I don't know if it was pressure, if it was everything, but yeah, it was a little rough, bro.
We don't see it being stitched
It was
into
rough
the
to
seams,
watch.
but RSGMY, they're going to be banning out the Benedetta.
Okay, so things are looking pretty good for the side of RGMY, at least when it comes down to the bans. So Team SMG, they gotta, I mean, when we are looking at more of their...
Miss Liz, I'm your
backline
biggest
bans,
fan.
They still are wanting to look at backlines kind of thing. Kadita still fits in that role pretty nicely. I wouldn't be too surprised if they decide to ban the Farsa either.
You ready?
They do ban the Novaria, so getting rid of that long-range artillery, quite interesting choice here. I actually don't really know what the plan is. Like, it's good
RV
still
did
with
not
will
just
the
say fraud.
artillery. What I think is Ixia has been led through this time, which could be pretty scary in the hands of Lolil, since they already have the penalty zone to play around.
So they just said
Dive
fraud already.
potential
Stop.
from SMG, while there might not be enough to stifle it. So we'll see whether or not they consider that or just go for like the safe Beatrix, who so far has been 100% win rate on Lolil. Looks like it is the latter.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the who's that? I don't know who he is. I just see reels of him sometimes. He's like, maybe he's Hispanic or Southeast Asia or something.
And guess what? Kaja doesn't have her all. Don't worry, Terizla can set it up for you.
He always does that. He's like, and he's always like FaceTiming with that Asian girl. And
I'm not even joking about
something else. I don't know, but he always does that. He'll like do the Chad face. Or like take his shirt off or whatever. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know why it's so hilarious.
Very reminiscent of game 1, huh?
Bro, RSG is still red side.
Here. They do have a lot of heroes that could become bait for the Divine Judgment, so that is fairly effective. But I do feel like this is again a
Johnny
situation
Tsunami.
where they're very dependent on reacting. Oh my god.
Sorry, buddy, but Benedetta's banned out. Nobody's dashing to your heart this time round. Big feels bad, but here we go. Farsa.
Fuck rule.
Similar
Who else is that? We've had some new people enter the chat. Anyone that just came in, welcome, welcome, welcome.
SMG has slight adjustments of their own, but generally, instead of the Brody as well as the Ruff, they got the Kufra as well as the Wanwan instead.
Interesting. You would understand picking the Farsa because it did pretty okay into lava.
All right. Do you guys, next question, do you guys think the basic taunt was overboard? Do you guys think it was overboard?
Not surprising at all. RGMY going to be
like a little taunt?
back to what worked.
Do we think a little taunt would have been okay? Do you think he went too far, or do you think it was just cool? Did we love it? Do we think the basic taunt was overboard?
Like they really love to jump into the back line. And honestly, they have quite a bit of mobility. So at least in that,
No, this is lower bracket.
Whenever they go for these initiations, things are gonna look good. But we still gonna have to respect Kaja on to Storm, and we've seen that perform extremely well in game 1.
Yeah, let's see how this early game is gonna go, because RSGMY, it's very much about getting a good.
I don't know, bro. His taunt was pretty rough, bro.
Go into the land of dawn.
I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. The immediate taunt when he was like, just like, but then like 20 seconds later, he was like pointing at them and was like laughing and like making tear faces. And then it just felt like it went a little too far. Like, I was like, damn, bro, they just lost, bro. They're sad. Like, now you're just, like, really rubbing salt in the wound. Like, for me, I was there in person. It just felt a little, like it was cool. At first, I was like, damn, that's hype. And then I was like, damn, bro, he keeps going. Just stop, bro. It's too much now. It's too much. I was like, it hurts now, bro. It's too much.
Honestly, when I really want to know.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I get it. I think the whole team, like, I think there was a clip I saw Basic talking about it.
I come from Singapore, right? We don't have
There was a clip I saw, and it does make it more exciting. There's a clip I saw Basic, like, there's a clip I saw Best Player talking, and he was like, they have talked a lot of smack this season, and they do kind of deserve, like, you got to be ready for that smoke. If you're gonna talk that smack, you gotta be ready for the smack to be talked back, right? Like that's how you play the game. That's the rules. That's how it goes. And I love it. I love the trash talk.
That is a lot of adaptive attack on RCMY.
Oh yeah, they want that early game, and they want that early game badly. With the mid lane getting pushed out by.
But it lasted a while. I think like 30 seconds of taunting, just it starts to become like you're beating a dead horse.
That Saksa wasn't starting on his orange, so a little bit of an information advantage coming in from RSGMY because now the proxies immediately come for the EXP.
You can see that they're gonna definitely give some information over to Lolil, knowing that Saksa will be rotating towards that side.
I freaking love Milo now, bro.
Here. But things are gonna be pretty passive before we hit that level 4 point. Once RSG gets that decimate feathered airstrike penalties.
Yeah, Zane, it is what it is. I don't think Zane cared about taunting. I think he was just pissed he lost. Did you guys see him hit his vape on camera? You knew that there were no more fucks given. That's probably my only curse. He did not give a shit anymore.
Yeah, and Storm's not gonna have his flicker in time.
The man pulled out a vape out of his pocket and was just like.
Even if he does, he's going to have to close the distance naturally using the lightning bombs. And
Man hit his vape on stage, bro.
Then forcing plays.
He did just get the rapid boots, and he has quantum charge, so at the very least, enough mobility to cut on top of someone if necessary. But there's going to be some focus towards the EXP lane right now. Smooth and Rippo both want to hit that level 4 before they full dive onto this fight.
Oh, Pico dives himself right onto Storm once again. They're really trying to force Storm out away as much as possible, and perhaps to really deny the level 4 onto Storm. So now he's almost there, or rather, he's there now. Miko is not necessarily there just yet, so they don't have the turret.
Okay. All right, come on, RSG. Let's get back to it. Storm down. That's not good.
His divine judgment.
A very nice play here from Team SMG, securing the first turtle of the game in a team fight, which RJMY should have had advantage on. Now, when you go against a team that has such a strong ultimate power spike like this, there's two options. You either play passive, give up the first turtle, or you disrupt them before they hit that level 4, with Team SMG picking the latter path, focusing especially hard onto Storm, dropping him as low as possible, so the Divine Judgment wouldn't even become a factor.
And with that being said, Demonkai, compared to Saksa, it's going to be one level difference here. Saksa being able to get the turtle, making the difference, but Smooth as well. He's got a 2-level lead currently on Rippo.
What happened there? To the point that Rippo actually lost the lane to that point.
Well, he did get a kill, and that is first blood as well, so that's a pretty big bonus right there. Of course, Rippo is level 5 since he didn't get that last EXP minion when we saw him, but it's still a notable difference here that'll help Smooth a lot as we enter the mid game.
I mean, they all talk smack in Discord, bro. It's definitely died down compared to like last year and the year before that.
He doesn't mind just taking his time to farm, but also he's very wary of Miko's position. Like that's what RSGMY is consistently communicating to him.
Now, looking at things right now, a big focus towards that gold lane. Storm going to be in the area because they are anticipating some kind of movement. And I'm pretty sure Demonkai should spot out Saksa here as well. But right now, it's going to be interesting to see how these teams want to progress as things go on. Because RCMY definitely has a team comp that wants to go for these ganks and kills and has a lot of tools to do so. But they always have to worry about where Saksa is going to be on the map.
In the time on top side. Smooth with his level lead is definitely taking full advantage of it, knowing that he can just spam his ultimate against Rippo and not have to worry too much. First items starting to roll in for the carries of both sides, Demonkaiden as well as Sasa. But now, back to just being passive. We might see a bit of a tempo breaker here down on bot side. I mean, Miko, he is not leaving this lane. He wants to get this kill, or at least help Sasa get this kill on the bottom side.
I don't think that RGM might even have the kind of information just yet. So they still need to gather some of these information. They know where Smooth, Stormy, and Saksa is, so at least 3% has appeared in the map, but Miko's just nowhere to be seen just yet. And RGMY was still wanting to play very defensive just because of that one Manapima disappearance.
It's a good amount of respect overall. A good turtle reset to make sure that Miko will be able to make it back in time to join the fight.
All right.
It's just going to be going in with the Divine Judgment as well as Penalty Zone and the Sansa. They actually used 2 ultimates just for...
Who got it? Who got it? I missed it. I looked away for a second.
Land the retribution onto the turtle. Unfortunately, it is all for naught as he still managed to take the turtle for
Hippo, bro.
Completely.
Hippo.
Back against the wall. Was hoping he would be to run away, but that's not gonna be.
Bro, is SMG on the backswing right now?
Making sure the Storm as well as Izanami don't get any further.
Zasa.
Very nice mechanical, no, sorry, very nice macro call coming in from the side of Team SMG. They reset the Lord. They knew that Saksa was eventually going to hit level 8 in time, and when they did that, and then when they reset it, they also called Miko over, not giving any information to RSG whatsoever about not only his positioning or where he was prior to that.
And being able to force out
the new hero is not allowed right now. No, Nolan's not around.
Zone and Divine Judgment is huge. I wonder if there was some miscommunication there because they actually
Zaza.
stacked that pretty heavily, which rendered a lot of it ineffective. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nice timing.
Really nice timing indeed. And they also get a good chunk of the Loliels down on the bottom side. Wait, Smooth
completely decimated with his neck completely cut. That is going to allow RGMY to, kind of get a little bit from that fight because they didn't even get a single kill so far until now.
Yeah, that does feel bad. If Smooth was able to steal the orange buff, at the very least you can argue that he's traded his life to slow down Demonkite, but he didn't even do that. In fact, he fed it as a kill to the Martis, who until now had been 2 levels below Saksa, but now catching up thanks to a little bit of an influx there from Smooth.
Till I see Nolan in pro play, I won't have an opinion on him.
It's difficult to catch out Wanwan to begin with, but at the very least, Lapu Lapu, if you walk up a little too far, you might even get that flicker, and I think even getting the battle spell is worthwhile.
And what I like right now is that Team SMG is playing towards Sasa's strengths overall. He wants to be left alone and farm pretty safely, and Miko is escorting him as well. This 1-1 is farming very quickly. Demon Hunter Sword already.
Oh.
And we are gonna have Miko just
okay, response on a Miko. 1 for 1. Bro, we're only 7 minutes in, boys and girls. Oh. No! What was that? What was that? Bruh. Bruh. Lolio, what was that, bro? Man wants that shotgun to work so bad. Bro, what are you doing? You didn't even have to flicker.
Outplay coming in from Stormy. Really nicely done.
Team SMG are just showing off at this point. They found their momentum after a clean 2 victory in game 2 there. Got a little messed up on my words, but regardless, you understand the meaning. A 4K net worth lead for Team SMG. AI winning prediction definitely leaning towards them, as right now we're seeing quite a swing. 4-0 on Stormy as well.
Stormy, he's really feeling himself, right? They are playing warm, and you can definitely tell that the confidence is going to be extremely key for them. Because again, playmakers from the side of Team SMG is what's going to set them apart, because RSG have continuously just been throwing things at them without getting too much punishment. Now, they need to respect their boundaries.
Stormy has so much more money from kills and assists overall. 1,000 gold earned just from that, thanks to 100% kill participation so far in the game, and that's gotta feel pretty good. Izanami even forced to get a roam boot himself.
I don't know, I think I was voting for RSG.
EXP and remain relevant. But the one that scares me the most is the fact that Sasa has been farming undisturbed this entire game. He's already got his third item, Windtalker completed. Lalil only has the one.
I mean, difference in item purchase. Finally, we get to see the prolific roar coming out from Lolios. The evens of the skill in terms of stats, but just efficient, cost-efficient items.
Oh my God. Smooth is doing so good at focusing on Izanami too. Oh! For the love of God! Mercy! Mercy!
That is going to be a lot that will be credited over to the side of Team SMG. As RGMY cannot stop this.
Whoa! What is happening right now to Team SMG? I'm remembering back to Season 11. This is like their performance back then when they went undefeated in the regular season. I feel like Smooth came into the game thinking like, give me Lapu, I'm going to make up for my mistakes in game 1, and boy, are we seeing it.
Yep, he is feeling himself. He's warm as well. RSG just have to fend them off.
Oh, no! Stormy locks down onto Demon
Jeez.
Knight. It's Demon Knight would just
GG's.
go in to scout for the brush, but didn't really quite expect that, huh?
Yeah, he really wasn't expecting the Divine Judgment of all things from Stormy straight away. He's been holding on to that for a while, and because of this, they've already gotten a huge advantage. 5 members ready
Nah,
to
it's a 121 in my country.
to get free inhibitors.
He really
122, 121.
with the Ashura aura, but that's literally one of those freeze frame moments. Dash into the bush. In that moment, he knew he effed up. Just not a good situation to be in. He was not expecting 3 members of Team SMG. Suppression still all-powerful. Stormy being able to catch out something huge here as the Lord collides.
Looks like the Conjure Pig is starting to slowly bite RSGMY in the rear, and that's gonna be really painful. With 11 minutes into the game and all of the outer turrets destroyed, RSGMY have got themselves back against the wall. What exactly should they be looking out here in order to get themselves back to this game?
Well, I think, you know, the most ideal situation would be Storm finding a Divine Retribution on Sasa. But so far, Sasa has only been participating in the fights in the latter half of it, right? The times that we do see him actually show up, he's usually paired up with Saksa and as well as Miko.
Lucky you, Ritz. It's 10:22. I wish I was 3 hours behind. I could watch these games in peace, knowing I'll still get sleep at night. I think it's the worst part about, for me right now, the worst part about living on the East Coast is if I want to watch any overseas games, I have to be up till like 5 a.m. If I was on West Coast, I could just be up till 2 a.m. That sounds so nice.
Really messing up the damage potential coming in from RSGMY. Not to mention, when you have a hero like Martis and you go full damage, you expect him to have more kills to remain relevant. And Demon Knight doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, right? Because whenever you drop this kind of composition for RGMY, it's really more on the snowballing element. But speaking of which, we're going to be jumping into the game as Team SMG.
Sasa, you already used a crossbow tank.
RGMY as Repo open up the brush right in the purple buff, only to find 4 unsuspecting person just hiding in there.
Honestly, that's not too bad. Ripple having to flicker out of there a little unfortunate, but they got some major ultimates from the side of Team SMG. I think if RCMY want to look for...
Rippo's not finding any angles, too, man. Like, RSG, they're not, like, I don't know, man. I think they need to... I don't know if splitting up is the case, what it is.
A lot of vision on where Team SMG were right now. They had to regroup themselves for a quick moment, and that means that the map is still empty for them.
Oh, did they check that brush? I saw one getting oddly close to the river bush there where Storm is hiding, but again, aggressive positioning for the side of RCMY, but Team SMG takes safe paths, good protocols.
Yeah.
Yeah, they as well don't see where RSG are on the map, so I'm liking this respect. This is a team that seems to be weirdly aggressive coming into the playoffs, but now we're getting to see that classic Team SMG. We know.
Well, Izanami hasn't been able to do shit because of Smooth. Smooth's only job right now is wait for Izanami to do Feathered Airstrike and use your bravest fighter right onto her. Oh, see? There it is. Izanami down again. Lolly will find Sasa, though. It's 2 for 1. 2 for 1.
They may have lost one of their playmakers of the team, but they can definitely still steal something towards their side with Lolio still intact.
So worth it for the side of RCMY. They find Sasa, they also get Saksa. So now that the major damage dealer on top of the enemy jungler being down, this is a free objective.
definitely not what you expect, actually. As Smooth now tries to take a fight onto Lolius.
Oh, there we go.
Able to single him out. But unfortunately, that is his immortality that will be popped.
Oh!
Seems to save the day with a Tyrant's Revenge.
There we go. Repo able to get it.
Not quite enough. The main
They
thing
needed
that
that.
SMG is trying to go for is to reset the Lord and just reset everything.
Stone has ult.
allowing
Stone has ult.
Smooth to come back in, perhaps.
I gotta be honest, that's kind of worth actually.
That's very worth, right?
Smooth dying, get the Lord reset, Saksa respawns, RSG forced to back off. This was their Lord to take, and just by trading one body, they now even it up again for that neutral objective control.
Yeah, but now it's the rinse and repeat, except it's a 4v5 for the next 10 seconds, if not a little bit more than that, because Smooth has to still walk from base to get to the turtle pit.
As Miko takes the
Oh.
down onto Reaper once again, and Izanami pops in from behind with the RWM. Sasa brings Reaper
Reaper
down.
goes
That's
down.
only one body from RGM that has been floored. SMG, they still have got control of this game as the bottom slow push commences in.
This Lord is so important for both
They're
teams.
forcing
It's
it.
not just
Miko
that
now has
RG
good
have the back
positioning.
lane because they didn't manage just one lane, and one build-up of the waves has costed them a
That's
free
rough.
turtle. Well, I mean, sorry, a free Lord. But Rippo, I mean, he's really got to be thinking about how he needs to use this penalty zone, right? Like Sasa, the only time they've won fights is when Sasa dies out early.
And they were able to catch him out once, but after that, you could see that he's actually minding his position a little bit better now. He's got that Wind of Nature already, going to be
Just
setting up-
locked in
he's
Malefic
even
Roar.
got the Malefic Roar, so his build basically complete at this stage. So this is going to be pretty scary for RSGMY. Previously, they were able to catch him out because I think that Miko definitely engaged a little bit too early, and then they spotted him in the bush. But I don't think they're going to let that happen again. And with the Luminous Lord pushing in, only inhibitors standing for RSGMY. We'll see whether SMG can mount a clean push in.
Let's find out as they start walking in. It's going to be a staggered push. It's not simultaneous. They are just playing off of the top and bottom waves colliding at the same time. It looks like with nobody taking care of the top side, RSG is able to stagger the waves even more.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're good.
All of the ultimates as well as
Here comes the
Battlefront
crash. They
available
break
except
through.
for Reapo. Reapo's the only
Watch for
one
Stormy.
who's gotten a bad
Oh, Repo every time, bro.
It allows Stormy
Use
to
your
get
ult, bro.
right in and
What? Like,
him
use your
That
freaking...
is gonna be set.
Bruh.
The Lord is still alive.
Why not use your ult?
And now
I know he got stunned and terrified, but there was a second there. I mean, you know you're going to die either way. You might as well spam that thing, bro. Spam that button, bro.
But at least they managed to clear that fast enough.
Oh, this is such clean execution from Team SMG. I am getting PTSD flashbacks to Season 8 again when they basically just don't allow for any resistance when they have control over the map like this. Another inhibitor will fall pretty easily. Now the question is, will they overstay their welcome? That's what cost them their games previously. They're still pushing.
Oh, Miko tries to go for a flicker forward, but unfortunately did not manage to clip on the Lolios, and he managed to dash out in right.
He's being too stingy with it, bro.
Really wants to get the
He wants the super play.
but the move must be
But if you're going to die anyways, bro.
They're going to just back away here. They've gotten everything that they need. I was hoping that Team SMG might be looking to close out this match here, but now they've given up that opportunity. The game, even though they have a 6.6k lead, 6.4k lead against RSG in terms of gold, doesn't change
It's
the
true.
fact
I haven't
that
seen a
they
1-1 do
carry
good in a
the
while,
lead.
and
He's
Sasa's
got
doing good.
damage now.
But like the
Everybody else
team's
is
doing
so
good. Even last draft, 1-1 should not have done good against a Fermies.
It all comes down
But
to whether or
SMG
not
did
Leo
so
can
good
find
at
the positioning necessary in the bulk of these
At getting the
fights. So
Netherrealm out,
SMG
getting the
are
Cult
pretty
Altar,
content
aka
with
Netherrealm
quite
out,
chaotic
and
with
Sasa
how
holding
far
on to the
they
crossbow of
overall,
Tang for the
how
right
much damage
time,
the carries have.
and then
So
using it
Stormy,
after, like
Stormy,
delay
nearly
using it into the
100%
fight.
kill participation, even
And
18 minutes
SMG
into the
just,
game.
they were beating them in those
patiently as they wait.
micro decisions and fights. Like every fight was kind of going their way, it felt like.
Now, but in terms of battle spells, we do see that everybody on the side of RSGMY, except for Demon Kai, who will get his retribution in about 1 second, will have their battle spells available. Gold distribution-wise, Izanami catching up extremely fast now.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised at how close these numbers are overall when you see the difference in their
I think
score.
Izanami
All
needs
that
to
comes
be a
down
little
to
more
just kills
patient
and
with the Feathered
assists,
Airstrike.
and even that is not all that
'Cause
much. Still
if
affects
you
the
use
battle
it immediately, you already know
SMG,
Smooth's going
but
to jump
a
on you.
single fight could
You
swing
gotta
that,
kind
so
of
they
wait
still
a
have to be
minute, I feel
very
like.
much wary, especially about Sasa's positioning.
See how this plays out. Tribrush once again. RSG, they like holding the bottom quadrant of the map, playing from Tribrush, double checking River Brush, and then slowly pushing into enemy territory.
You can see Sasa playing very far in the back, making sure that Miko is with him. RSG right now still looking for a better angle to re-engage. The map is basically dark
Board reset.
for them, as SMG has done a very good job of making sure that they don't show. So I get the feeling they would be able to scout something if they were to use the sentry in the base. As of right now, they're going to take it slow. They know
Seal
that
play.
Sasa's the only one
They
on
decide
the
not to
war,
go
so
for
they
it.
gotta make
That's
sure
a
that
whiff.
the
That's a
waves are
whiff.
controlled, so SMG doesn't get an easy backdoor victory.
One of the other things that they know of is the fact that Beatrix all the way up the northern side via a very slow push. I mean, they're looking at an automatic lane priority thanks to all of the inhibitor current taken down anyway. So Team SMG took the opportunity to pick up some of these crushes, allowing them to get a very good positioning against RSGMY. And they fully commit to this.
Come on.
Popping out with the RWM, but unfortunately with the feather airstrike, but none of these members from the side of SMG.
My man said RW. Oh, Stormy. Clean. Clean. GG's. Match point. Match point.
He's gonna be all alone to defend against a 5-man stack of Team SMG, and even some of these creeps. No way he can defend this all by himself.
Another clean win for Team SMG, looking even more one-sided than their previous performance. They seem to have figured RSGMY out, and the players are feeling themselves smooth, finding a beautiful stun onto the back line. Stormy dashing in regardless of any threat. SMG right now 1 game away from potentially sending the top seed home.
Yeah, this is only one series. I'm not going to make it past this.
Have one more win to achieve. RSG on the other hand, man, I don't know. It feels like people are getting under their skin. It's not like they're tilted or anything. It just looks like a lot of their habits have been sniffed out.
This is absolutely tough to absorb, right? I mean, RSG is the one that had managed to beat SMG in a 2-1 fashion, and this time the roles has
Now I don't know if we're gonna watch MPLPH. We're gonna just watch playoffs when they come.
I don't know about this. Is RSG, slightly tilted at this because this isn't the performance that they are looking for?
I think in terms of their overall performance, the way that they're not mis-executing. I think the calls
MPL Indian stream? Do I look Indian,
a
bro?
lot of their bad habits are starting to show. Specifically, Loliel's getting caught out in that particular fashion. With that being said,
I do give off some Bollywood vibes with the beard and the and the hair, huh?
Gets maximum comfort. A lumbar pillow from Secret Lab and a yoga mat. MVP going over to Stormy.
He was just able to get such a clean score lying down. There's a reason this was the king of KDA during his debut season, and he has never let go of that title.
9-0 and 7.
94% kill participation. He actually even got the clock. I don't know. He got that clock of destiny as a third item.
Just for fun. He was just
Yeah,
like, I need more
not?
damage. No, I think Stormy, he's a phenomenal player, right? But I think his decision-making in terms of what ultimates that he wanted to steal, like early game, decided
Make
to
a
go for
coffee.
Arsenal.
No, if I make a coffee, then I'll really be up.
Hey, he could have gone for the penalty zone if he wanted.
I don't know if I can
No, he
rock that.
stuck to
I don't know
looking
if I
for
can live
the
that
line
lifestyle. I
judgment, because
really
that
love this
is
figurine. This
best
might start a
opportunity
terrible new
in
addiction,
these
guys.
fights, it's starting off the game pretty much forcing 4v5s.
And they can also technically go for like 1-for-1 trades, but maybe we can find out a little bit more.
Let's look up
in
figurines.
their upcoming mic check.
Yep, let's throw it over to their mic check for the side of Team SMG.
I got. Hey, match. Nice. Trista. Nice one. I can block enemy here. I can block. Sa'yo tayo isa. Okay, kaya dyan. Missing. Pull out. Smooth. Pull out. Nice. Pull out. Have blurred.
Nice, we win na lang.
Go. Nice.
Dead.
Protect.
Labo.
Melon no flick. Lord guys. Wait. Careful. They will go. Nice, stole the enemy. I made the buy, I can see me. Repo. Oh, Lord. Nice discipline.
What's today's quote?
Nice one, mid.
Today's quote, bro. What's today's quote?
Mid or top, grips top. Watch your skills, guys. Go, Emir. We're. Nice.
You want a quote of the day, guys?
Nice one. Go. Nice one. Front.
Marshmallow.
Nice. Pull Stormy.
Time careful.
Nice. See me. Relax, relax. Where you want to go, Dipo? Reset. Respect my 1-1, bro. Let's go.
Whew, what a game that was! Hopefully, RSG have learned their lesson. Get rid of that 1-1. Even Sasa is
I want
like,
to be more than your favorite. Here's my quote of the day.
Very long time. Miko,
Here's my quote of the day.
Like he's not just overly excited about this. He's really telling his team, let's calm down for a second.
And I guess that's why we get to see the same old disciplined gameplay of the Season 8 SMG when they became champions in a way that no other team could compete just because of how clean their gameplay was overall.
There you go. I want to be more than your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And not only that, kind of overcome their habits a little bit.
Big mouths are superior.
What they're going to do.
Oh, okay. So as the Singaporean here, I need to know what their habits are.
For RSG?
For RSG or Team SMG?
I mean, if we're talking about both.
DD, what's up?
Let's start with RSG. I think they have very similar approaches. In all of these games, you can see a lot of the patterns with the way that they actually play out the lore dance, especially on the bottom side of the map. They do something. Yeah, Tribush in particular. They know that they're coming in from that direction, and that's why you see that Team SMG, when they spread out, they control both sides of the mid brushes just to get extra confirmation. If we see somebody moving on that top side, they're looking to flank. If they know that they are coming from Pixel Brush side, they know that they've already taken control of Tri. So at least they're going with the process of elimination. They know the direction that they're coming from, which sets it up a little bit easier when they're looking for people like Izanami, sometimes even Loliels.
Not to mention, if you look at it from a more general perspective as well, RSG is a very aggressive.
Quote of the day.
That's because a lot of their players have pretty strong egos overall. It has worked out very well in the past because their micro mechanics are very strong and it catches other teams off guard. But when you're prepared for it, it also means that their players are very fixed to a certain style. They want to be in front. They want to be in your face. They want to be doing damage. You saw in game 1 how Rippo oftentimes started fights before his team was able to catch up. And that does cost them. Against slower teams, it's perfectly fine because they usually catch up in time, but SMG seems to have figured something out.
But speaking of ego, I think I had this chat with LaFell before. You know, the team that the team that has their EXP lane that wins equals to winning the game because it's always like a head-to-head butt-head between the EXP lane. It's like,
bro, we still have another game to watch.
Kind of thing, right?
Yep. I think in this particular case, it
How long till this one?
in this game, right? People who are able to get these early proxies, get
I'm falling apart from
now. Let's look at the item builds first before we go any further and start talking about adaptation, because in this particular game, that's what we got to see. The EXP laners really start to shine. Smooth getting some really good picks in the mid game. Towards the later stages, didn't really have that big of an effect, but chunking out the squishier targets like Farsa and
Would you guys be mad if I left you now?
Not only was he struggling in that lane, he was struggling in overall fights.
Yeah,
would you guys be mad if I left you now?
A bit too greedy in this game. It worked out well pre-4, but it's not always going to
Mr.
work.
Potato
that is the genius
is their sponsor,
behind
official sponsor, Mr. Potato.
Draft here. We definitely did not have enough faith in Smooth when we saw that Lapu Lapu again. We actually felt a little bit disappointed.
You can leave it on.
That's
true. I could leave it on.
But boy, did he show us some huge.
I don't think there's like a. I wonder if there's like a way to like set a timer to like stop my stream or not.
It's like, I need to get tanky now. I don't have.
Oh god.
Bloodlust stacks at best, but not only that, I think that even when we were looking at
I gotta work a double tomorrow.
Going for the glowing wand was kind of interesting, but at that point, right?
I go in at 11 a.m. and I'll probably have a break, hopefully, and then I'll go back in at like 5, I think, and then I close. I'll be there till about 1 a.m.
midway through that game, and who can blame him with the type of score that he was able to get. I also really like the choice of emblems, especially on Sasa, to go for that tenacity, because you can see that he felt very comfortable of jumping in to get those weakness points.
Tens, why would you say that, bro? I hope TOB lose terribly in M5 and hope they don't make it to top 16. First of all, there's only 16 teams in M5. So there's the first problem. There are only 16 teams, so no matter what, they get top 16. Outside of that, ridiculous part of your statement.
Other than that, his decimate is not going to put so much on the table anymore.
And now this is an interaction.
So
I'm
what
actually
you're
not
telling
very
me
clear on, but I think
is
I did
you
see
hope
one point in
America
the game
loses
when he went
terribly
in for the
in
decimate,
M5.
and it got blocked by the bouncing
That's what you're
ball.
telling me.
So I actually didn't know.
You
that,
hope
but
America is
it
the worst region
really
in M5.
explains why they prioritize the crew
That's what
pressure.
you're telling me right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it's kind of weird.
That's what you're
It's a
saying to
weird
me right
interaction
now.
Because you don't think of Decimate as quote-unquote a leap, but it kind of goes like,
I don't know if
kinda
you know
works like a
this,
homing missile, right? You see people like, oh no,
but I am an
Decimate is
American
already
Mobile
activated. They
Legends
flicker away, and the Decimate
shoutcaster
just follows them all the way through.
Especially
who
when
represents
the
his
Decimate
country
is
to
on
the
Miko
fullest.
himself,
America.
and the ball blocks it. That just feels like a cheat.
Yeah, invulnerability to death. But let's look at the post-game stats. Did Smooth really pump out the damage? And honestly, he did. In comparison to like Rippo as well as Demon Kite, out-damaging both of them.
Yeah, that damage from Smooth is pretty notable when you consider that it is more than Izanami, who typically is able to dish out quite a lot on that Farsa. And Loleo once again doing a pretty good job with having the highest damage overall besides Stormy, which we don't need to consider. We know that.
Well,
it's hard
I
play
seem
with
to
this
have
game in terms of
anxiety,
damage.
depression, stress, panic attacks,
There were a lot
and
of
Jesus
times
Christ
where I
healed
feel
me.
like RG
Look
could
for it.
have respected
Believe
SMG's
me.
engage a little bit
You
better. I
won't
don't know
regret
whether or
it.
not the draft was overly
He is
greedy
only.
or they fell into
Do I?
hard
Oh my God! I look
a
like
bit
shit,
too
guys. I
hard,
look
but
tired. That's
something
not a good
really
angle.
needs to change now.
Yeah, I think it's a
This
combination
angle?
of both, right? I don't think that the moves coming out from RSG and Y is wrong. I think it's particularly difficult to execute when your main targets are so elusive. One has a natural build Purify inside of her. She's able to dash around the crossbow of Tang, especially when it's ready to proc. You can start baiting some big abilities.
I think speaking of that, right, it talks a lot more about the natural role of the EXP leaders, since Smooth can actually go to the backline pretty easily as compared to Ripple going all the
Where are you from, Trex? I'm from America.
Well, let's look at the highlights here and watch it all over again. Because again, whenever we see the engagements go through, Smooth is looking to dive as quickly as possible, but notice how quickly Demon Kite is actually getting chunked down. So that's the thing, target priority. Communication was so key for the side of Team SMG, where they're looking for the right target.
Cutie
It doesn't
YT?
necessarily have to
No,
be
I
Lolios
agree.
all the time.
And I
It's a
honestly love
vibe.
that. Honestly, a lot
Don't
of
get me
the
wrong. I would
engagements
love to
got
have
because
some
of
big
the target
organizations
priority
and
right from the start
and
of
all
the
the
game. They're
officialness,
level
because
4,
you
they
know,
target Storm to make sure RSG doesn't get the big team fight they were
I'd probably
looking
get
for.
paid
Then during
more and
turtle fight, they target
we'd
Demon
probably
Kite,
eventually get
ignoring
more
everything
views
else
and
to make
start
sure they
having
get a
more
good
better
EXP
teams.
start
But
on
I
Sock.
do like the vibe of
After that, whether
small
it's Izanami
of what
or
we have
Loleo,
as well.
whoever's more vulnerable just instantly gets focused
I think
down
what we have is still.
regardless
That was
of
such a
where
great
they are
play
in the fight.
by
And that
Smooth.
really messes up how RSG wants to position.
It really does here. It's Stormy was just playing such
I don't know
a
where my
hot
phone
game.
is.
They
I
just
oh, there's my
punished
phone.
Every move coming in from RSG and
It's
Y.
dead.
Even when they do get the initial, like RSG and Y, they knew all they got to do is just take out Sasa. He's the majority damage.
It's dead.
Stormy, he has to play off of his abilities, and if there is enough space created, Izanami should have no problem with these feather airstrikes. But time and time again, it gets canceled. Time and time again, Lolios is forced to use his flicker very defensively, and Stormy chases them down, which is, again, kind of crazy to think that the Valentina can get away with this much.
I think the other thing is that Storm also always have to go for very reactionary Divine Judgment. It's not that he initiates the fight, go for the judgment, and just catch someone, everyone focus on him. In this instance,
What region?
there's a lot of
Malaysia or NA?
that is more of
I don't know if you're saying this region is gonna die, bro, as in like the region that we're watching right now, or the region that I'm from.
let go freely afterwards.
Yeah.
And what's even worse is the fact that RSG and Y
We're
have
talking about
a
NA.
lineup
Okay,
that's really
okay.
not good at peeling.
Moonton
They
doesn't really have a
struggle in
choice to
with
pay
penalties
players
and
though.
divine judgment. After that,
So you can't really
if
blame
you're jumped on
Moonton.
by SMG, there's no way to get out. You just have to scramble.
I
and
don't
hope you
understand.
survive. So being forced in a defensive.
Are you saying that, like,
position right from the get-go
I don't know what
is
Moonton's
really
thinking, even
difficult.
investing into NA? Is that what you're saying?
The question comes down to,
Is that what you mean?
do they have control over the tempo of the game? And yes, you can initiate, but I think it more so that Team SMG have tempered RSG more often than not to kind of maintain that control, getting Divine Judgments early, like we said before, target prioritization during certain moments, key moments. in
Moonton
the
doesn't
middle
pay
of
players
games, in
anywhere around the
middle of
country,
taking neutral
so
objectives or even building
around the
up to
world
that.
they don't
I
pay
think that
players.
for the side of RSG, they might need to kind of rethink that the way they approach the draft, more so approaching the game.
Well, hopefully they will be able to come up with that. As for now, we're going to have a look at the power distribution between the men of the hour. We talked about how important the EXP lane is. Here they are, Rippo and Smooth. Rippo having a larger hero pool and average KDA, and Smooth having higher DPM and damage taken.
So in terms of execution, it seems that Smooth is able to pump out and chunk out more people compared to Rippo, who naturally has a higher, bigger pool, has been playing with RSG.
No, but if they had actual big tournaments, then orgs would be interested in sponsoring, you know?
If I'm not wrong, Rippo
Like
actually
how,
has been playing with RSG for the second season now, am I right?
This would be a second season with RSG.
I don't, so like, what do you,
But okay, so as an EXP,
what do you, like, what is a big tournament to you in NA?
Where Rippo rips off the Yuzhong or the Khalid. I'm just waiting for that.
Like, what would reach that, that pinnacle for you?
Come on.
Everything in person, a whole season in person like MPL? Is that what you're saying?
Organization, you know, sister teams. I can see it coming, but so far, I think that, you know, RSG just feel a little too comfortable. Based on the,
I mean, don't get me wrong, like,
they just feel too comfortable. And I think
like, don't get me wrong.
Team SMG is on match point.
I agree that Moonton could probably throw a little more money our way because they're just rolling in dough, you know what I'm saying? And NA definitely spends a lot of money on the game, but it's also why we have anything we have right now. But also,
two heroes that have 100% win rate on their respective players, and now Lolil's 10-game win rate has been destroyed, just like that. And now looking at the Lord Terminator overall, wow, I'm surprised Success is that far up.
Yeah,
1 mil should be the minimum for each region?
The top 4 are from the top 4 teams that we have here.
I don't know, bro.
And then there's Max at 22, who's just like,
I don't think
hey,
any game's
boys,
doing that,
here.
bro.
Even though Team Secret got
Is
relegated,
League even doing $1 million for each region?
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, truly. But so far, I think that, yeah, they need to be able to kind of control this momentum. They need to be able to kind of temper the tempo.
Now what's gonna? Oh, we get Turtle Mania as well.
I'm surprised that Jimmy isn't sitting on top. Demon Kite's sitting equally with him.
Yeah, Demon Kite's the one above when it comes down to Turtle.
But here's the deal, right? Like,
drop all the way down. So it does say something about how they want to play, right?
like making $1 million prize pool isn't going to increase viewership in NA. Like maybe more teams would get involved. I guess more orgs would get involved if the prize pool was bigger. But like, teams don't make their money off of winning. Like, I think you guys, like, you have to understand, like, organizations aren't. Like, only one organization wins the lion's share of a prize pool every season. Like, you have to think, when you look, even when you look at PH, right? Like,
it's a good thing you weren't here for the.
Hello. Even when you look at PH, right?
We don't talk about that one right now.
EU doesn't have a pro scene either, right? But I don't think that's.
I totally don't know what you're talking about. So
EU's also tough because there's so many countries. It's kind of similar to South America. But yeah, that could just be because of EU's player base, though. There's also no big EU content creators. Gimmick was the only one, really. Like, at least for Western EU, like France and Germany and stuff like that, England.
We're seeing a Valentina ban coming out for the side of RSGMY. It means one of these Enchanter supports, or Edith, is going to get let through.
Interesting. So RSG up until now.
But again, like, so you have to think, right? So, like, organizations, where they make their money off is sponsorship, right? Getting logos on jerseys, things like that. But to be able to get sponsorships, you have to have viewers. You have to be getting those view numbers. So it's just, like, don't get me wrong, like, I feel where you're coming from, but I would not say that
Looking at the stats and being like, free win confirmed.
we're gonna die. Our region is literally growing regularly, and like, and after talking to certain people and stuff, like, I do think that Moonton is looking at NA the correct way, right? NA, like, they're taking their time with it. Because, like, when you look at games like Honor of Kings that came to NA, and they had these huge events that they spent tons of money on, and they just burned themselves out immediately, and it died in like a year. Like it's happened. Like other games have tried that, have tried what you're talking about, putting a bunch of money into like 1 or 2 events, and the turnout not going the way they wanted it to, not getting an ROI, which is return on investment, the way they wanted it to, and then the plug gets pulled. And you get these huge hopes and dreams, and then literally a year later, same thing. Look at Wild Rift. The plug's already pulled in NA. Pokemon Unite, or no, Pokemon Unite has something, but like, so like you have to. Private talked about it a lot. He was like, he was very worried. Even when we had our first NA, even when we had our first finals in Vegas, Private was like, damn, they're spending a lot on this, bro. Like, what if it doesn't get the numbers that they want? Like, it's going to be very bad.
Kaja is still open, and now there's no Valentina to steal the Divine Judgment away. So if Storm grabs it right now, it would be great response to the Martis, and even the Edith to a certain extent.
Yeah, but Pokemon Unite, the NA scene is not doing well. They're not living off this. None of those guys are. Pika, bro, Pika went to Worlds. He's part of the team that won the NA qualifiers, and they're not living off that shit.
Really? Yeah, that's because
They're just a bunch of random dudes, bro.
Come on. We still have the EXP slot currently available for RSG MY. And right now we're looking at a Martis and a 1-1, both of which does.
No, they just made it. Pika just made it to Worlds, bro.
True.
And even for Edith.
I think that if this Phoveus is going to get set up, it has to be the last pick for the side of RSG MY. That's guaranteed, right? I'm seeing the Trizla getting banned out. I like that for the side of RSG. I think that they should also get rid of the X-Borg and really pinch down on the EXP, forcing Team SMG to pick up the Edith and then look for another support or lock in the Paquito early on. Because right now, this
is Pokemon Unite not on
or somebody to lock somebody
Pokemon Unite isn't on Wikipedia, huh?
Yeah, this is actually not an easy situation for Ixia, because 1-1's basically the easiest marksman to get out of that full barrage with, and it's not like Martis is gonna stay in one place for very long either, so it's kind of interesting that they would go for it so early on, especially banning out the Trizla themselves. So maybe they're still looking for something that will provide some AoE. Hey, you never know, maybe we see Stone. Hey, we could bring out the Arlet again for Stone.
Actually, that's a pretty good shout there. I like that. Okay. Arlet Rome coming in from Stoem.
It's his signature.
He's played it twice in the regular season already. Wouldn't put it past him to play it a third time here in the playoffs. Really good Lilia cosplay here because, again, Lilia going to be brought out by the side of the RSGMY. Trizla, as well as the Benedetta being banned out, Team SMG smartly ban out that Kaja and also getting rid of the signature Minotaur as well.
This is looking very much like an Arlet game. Let's see it. They're going to leave it for last if they do decide to go for that. So if SMG is feeling particularly tricky, they could even steal it away. But for now, we'll keep things open. In terms of picks, they're still going to be looking for that EXP laner, because right now, neither side has really confirmed on that.
All right, so yeah, they're a Canadian team.
Kufra doesn't seem that bad for the side of RSGMY. Kufra's not bad. Franco's not bad. Arlet has a couple of arguments that could be made. Oh, Grok. Okay. So it looks to me that RSGMY are like, you know what? Here are your options of supports to roams to pick up. It could be actually thrown into the EXP lane, so I'm not going to put it past them. It could be flexed in for Rippo as well, but I'm just going to assume it's on Storm for now. Not a bad pick overall.
He does play one of the best Groks in MPL MY. He's already reset buffs in ways I didn't even know was possible.
But, bro, come on. Do you know what the World Tournament prize pool is for Pokemon, though? Do you know, like, Nintendo, honestly, is one of the worst. I completely forgot about this. They're literally one of the worst. Do you know what Nintendo gives for the World Champ prize? Do you know? 100K, bro. They won 100 grand, that's it.
Okay. All right. I can respect it. I love the way that RSGMY has drafted here. They've
100 grand for first place. And it's Nintendo.
As the support roam, RSGMY is just going to put the Grok in that roam position to match
Nintendo.
it. Really nicely done from the side of RSGMY.
They're literally like one of the worst companies when it comes to prize pools. WCG, like I follow Wolfie VGC and stuff, and like for those and stuff, bro, it's so bad, bro.
Now, will they flex this? The Phobius, you still think it?
They can actually do it here, right now. It's not a bad matchup against Lapu, to be fair.
Not bad, yeah. Otherwise, like, still things like Esme are open too. Oh, really?
Okay.
Even VGC, bro.
Vaxia is pretty scary overall.
Bro,
Really
VGC is only 24 grand prize pool. Pokemon Champions, that's regionals.
For an invade, potentially?
Potentially. We'll see.
Lilia?
I mean, the problem with Lilia is that she's not the best at invading because her cooldowns for those Shadow Balls does take a little bit of time. It's like a very limited resource to work with. And
They don't do those tournaments to make money, it's for the players. That's literally what NA is, though. It's for they're like, Moonton's not making money off them. What do you, now you're throwing me off, bro. Moonton is literally just losing money on NA right now. They're literally just, we are just a drowning pool. They're literally just essentially rewarding us for being faithful to them. Like that is all NA. It's just like, we appreciate you guys. Here's a tournament.
RSGMY fighting for tournament lives here in this elimination best of 5. The score currently 2-1. Will it end 2-2, or is RSGMY going home?
Will Team SMG be able to upset the regular season results and send home our top seed?
100K and then...
We got 3 Impure Rages once again on the side of RSG, going very aggro. Miko getting poked out heavily already, but this does prove it's not going to be an invade.
Yep. Miko is not going to hit...
NA is such a high maintenance wife. Well, you guys kept me talking long enough to wait for this game.
Keep in mind that he quickly purchased the roam boots just to make sure.
So here we are, match point.
In terms of EXP.
I appreciate it, Eris.
Oh, he's all the Shadow Balls just hitting on the Stormy. Look at that!
That's scary right there. Literally one auto attack would have killed Stormy there. He still forced the recall, but it's still better than giving a free first blood at this stage. As Demon Kite going to hit level 4 very quickly, and now Miko.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, exactly what I was expecting from Abaxia. But Frosted Flicker coming from the side.
They brought out the Grok.
Yeah, they're really punishing Miko here.
And the
every
Ixia.
Step of the way. And honestly, nicely done coming in from Izanami, right? He is not missing too many of those Shadow Balls. He's really maximizing the damage so far.
Especially comboed with Impure Rage, you can see that even a tankier hero like the Edith going to be bursted down so quickly. And this is definitely causing an effect right now, as I'm pretty sure Demon Kite is going to be ahead on EXP as compared to Saksa.
We couldn't even get Ritz to sing at karaoke.
The rotations around the river definitely in control of RSG.
We were at karaoke and we couldn't get Ritz to sing.
Trying to work on something here. Because you're at level 3, and of course, let's not forget about the fact that Grok can block waves, so he will be able to reach level 4 definitely a lot earlier than Smooth, provided that if the turtle fight is going to be extended for a tad bit longer. Storm as well as Izanami put themselves forward, allowing Demon Kite to kind of pull the turtle towards their side, and that is going to give them a pretty easy turtle take.
Yep, nothing they can do about this, Miko. He's got to get on out of there. If he gets caught out in the open, oh wait!
They did manage to steal the orange buff away from right on the Saksa's nose. That's gonna hurt.
Oh, they have so much pressure. Smooth, unable to kind of keep up with the rotations from Rippo on the bottom side. And with mid, so much control going to RSG. They are playing for their
Team
strong side. They're
for a
putting
second,
as much pressure as they can.
So
they forget about their gold lane on the top
MSG.
side, where you see Lolios actually winning out in EXP and winning out of the trades against Sasa.
What is this? This is already a recipe for success.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they manipulated the draft to do this. They purposefully let the Edith through because they know Miko will want it, and then they draft a lineup that perfectly counters it by going for as much early damage as possible so that he can't hit level 4.
Oh, So that's pretty much the recipe for the early stages of the game. But they're still gonna have to look out for the potentials of what an Edith can bring in onto the table. I mean, I absolutely love this because at least for me, I haven't really quite seen RSGMY being able to take the early game.
Back to pauses. I'll be right back.
Dominance, such control, and it's very telling how it's going to move onto the second, third turtle.
Yep, it's just going to be continuous punishment, right? And I think this just might look like game number 1, assuming that Team SMG actually finds a way to kind of like keep up with the level lead that Demon Kite is about to generate for himself. Because we know, once Demon Kite has created that 2-level lead, even 3-level lead, the game is basically done for your jungler.
Yeah, there's never been a truer fact overall. We do have a nice little 1-1 cosplayer on the stage right there. Hopefully they'll give the energy needed for Sasa right now, because Uxia does a deceptive amount of damage in the laning phase, and you can tell that he's really on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. And especially once you have your passive, your third proc from your passive, you get health back, which is great. So it's like, oh no, I took a terrible trade. Farm off of the wave. Hey, I've already got 25% of my health back.
Oh, we're back in it right there. Sound the bells as we return to the land of Dawn. As you can see, a 1k net worth lead already, 3 minutes in. And Miko still not hitting level 4 even after the first turtle. So he's getting messed up real bad.
He's getting hurt real badly. But now the real question, Loliel's, he wants to maintain his lead in the lane. And Sasa, it's difficult for him to trade effectively against him.
It's tricky. But at the very least, he is keeping up right now. EXP a little bit behind because of the turtles, but it's still okay. But Demon Kite, the level 7 on this box here, and the extra movement speed from Stone as well, that's just so much.
As a full barrage is going to be unleashed by Loliel. He's clearing out the waves just so quickly. Demon Kite Izanami joins into the fray with a quick little proxy, hoping that they will be able to encase Miko right underneath the first tier turret. But they still manage to get a punish down on the Demon Kite. This one, Team SMG, they're just outplaying RSG just for that fight. And they're trying to fight
Bro,
for more
RSG. What's going on, guys?
And that Izanami there, but a little bit of
What's going on, guys?
No, he did
No. He wanted to predict with the black shoes coming in from Izanami. But even if he did, he needed to force out the black shoes anyways. Going to try and hit the black shoes, he's already going to have more than enough health to actually power through it. So, again, a bit too early to try and predict something like that from Smooth.
No, I think that's basically the best play he could have gone for there. Because
Who's
if
she?
he went
Who's
for where
cute?
Izanami was standing, he knows
Fat
that
Wan Wan?
Black Shoes is going to come out, and he's not going to get the kill anyway. So why not try to go for the prediction? It just didn't quite work out in that sense, but it's the best thing he could have done.
Round 2, here we go.
As we do have Storm gonna be caught from behind.
Oh, bro, Smooth has been the MVP.
Demon Kite gets himself one. Izanami popped the black shoes and hoping that he'll be able to get himself away from all of that. One person down on both sides, but RGMY takes a turtle.
Nicely done. RGMY are just prioritizing punishing Saksa. Stormy does not have consistent DPS. Sasa is not going to be part of that fight. If Miko uses that Primal Wrath, they can still walk away from it, and Smooth's damage is mainly burst. So once he's used that ultimate in the back line, it's fine. Izanami, hopefully he doesn't get hit again.
Man, if Miko landed his Earth Shatter, Izanami would have died to the Star Shatter there. That actually feels bad because the Black Shoes was not available. So keeping him alive here will allow him to maintain that mid lane priority. And as long as RGMY remains in control of the map, it's very hard for Team SMG to do too much.
You're gonna keep in mind that both
Smooth is smoothing.
the flicker from the side of RGMY.
The boy's smooth, yo. The boy is smooth. Smooth woo. She like the way that I woo. She like the way that I smooth.
As such, Miko goes on forward and onwards, and he's trying to get himself right out of the firelight. He did manage to get himself a pretty decent damage in on the
Demon Kite has played Basha every game.
Immediately got himself backwards.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Team SMG just peeling back. Oh, he's on
Edith
it!
did. Oh!
There we go. Oh, Shadow lands. And that is going to be a simple kill in for Miko. No more of that push Miko away kind of game anymore. Miko's back.
Miko's back, and I think, you know, they're doing a really good job here. It's a little awkward for Stoner specifically because he's not a set tank anymore, and he's playing on this Rafa, so he needs to make sure that he finds the right opportunities to catch multiple
She like the way that I
people in
heard.
baptism, if not just
That's my
use
favorite
it
line.
defensively.
My favorite line from Pop Smoke. She like the way that I
very fast. which means that he's not actually around.
Except he hits the
babysitting
actual
gold
growl.
or EXP lane to try and get lane priority on
She like the
side
way that
of
I
the map, which if Demon Kite ends up getting shut down at any point, that could bite them in the butt.
See Halberd purchase coming in from Rippo. He's like, nope, not gonna
This is
take the
lower
bomb
bracket.
guys. I know Smooth is gonna build into the Bloodlust stacks, and I need some kind of anti-heal. This is gonna just have to do.
So Astral Echo just going to be popping right on top of RGMI. They do have idea, and of course they do have a vision, but they can't find any ways to actually break through the cracks of what RGMI have showed themselves. Demon Kite immediately makes his way all the way up top. The Earth Shatter unfortunately did not connect. The Shadow Ball didn't connect as well, but that has more or less been enough for Miko to get himself backwards, allowing Saksa to just come in and cut in between of RGMY, making sure that they run back, only for them to buy enough time for Smooth to come into the action, forcing the flagship pop from the side of Izanami, forcing the Purify as well. Saksa in return gets himself the kill. Lolio pops a full barrage just to try to go for a little bit more disengage.
This full barrage setup, it's difficult to set up, especially with staggered ultimates in it as well as people not being in the right position for it, right? They want to be able to lock down people like Sasa. They want to be able to punish Saksa as well, but as long as he holds on to the mortar coils, you just can't let it
Is that a bug?
Yeah, they gotta be very respectful overall.
Was Izanami able to use the emote while dead?
Very even. Rippo forced the flicker very early on. This is full damage, by the way.
You guys see that?
Is, he did get the
She
blade
popped the
ahead to
Guinevere
see
emote.
Halberd, so he's gonna be pretty squishy.
Can you do that? I didn't know that was a thing. I thought when you were dead you couldn't use emotes.
Unlock Lolios from the top side of the map. Team SMG down by bottom side. Smooth.
You could always do that after you died.
But in the meantime, they're continuing to press the advantage.
I thought you had to like pop it like.
So at least the Lapu Lapu has finally been unlocked.
I thought you had to like
I think
pop
Team
it like
SMG can
closer
definitely
to.
find more advantages in their upcoming team fight, knowing that the Lapu can be in there for any reason whatsoever.
Yep, right now, they're just gonna remain a little bit passive. I gotta say, Team SMG has been doing an amazing job so far of basically managing their cooldowns against RSGM.
Sadafa and Abstract kind of sound similar.
Hold and fall to the early aggression coming out of this team, but the fact that they're keeping themselves at only a 1k net worth difference means that they're actually still perfectly fine to scale to late.
See whether they're able to find this, because Sasa's in a lot of trouble here.
Bro.
Eyes is still on him, waiting for the point in time when he saw
RSG loves taking fights that they fucking are having trouble winning, bro.
Catch him. I guess that is going to be one of the problems for RGMY's composition, is that they don't have a very good way to really keep 1-1 rooted to the ground. They can force him to use his skill 2 once, but other than that, what else can happen?
Holy Baptism did end up missing on Miko there, so that's a pretty notable ultimate. Not going to be available again for this next Lord fight. The one thing they do have is that Sasa is not going to be joining this here. He's actually still farming up top lane, trying to get the tier 1.
Yeah, I think they need to start forcing something right now, because Sasa, he's going to get a pretty decent push. He's got the wave working with him. So if RSGMY drag this out any longer, Sasa is just going to keep accumulating more and more gold.
So it's all about timing now, and they're gonna have to bring this lock down as much as possible. Smooth takes himself right in the middle lane.
Oh! How about that fat MM?
In order to get himself a kill down on the Izanami. Storm taken down by Miko. More and more players on the side of RGMY is just lining up for the chopping block.
Kush, what's up?
Team SMG understood that
Is that Kushito?
have to go straight in for the Lord.
Is that Kushito right there?
They tidied themselves up onto
Question mark? Is that the Kushito? Oh, smooth! Smooth! Hit him with a woo! She like to win in a smooth.
That's a cycle that we want to see.
Nicely played. I mean, Smooth is doing big work here for the side of Team SMG. Like, everybody else doesn't want to force it anymore. Even for Miko, he's waiting for people to be out of position before he looks for that punish. Smooth, on the other hand, he is just gunning for this backline.
Ooh, this is scary for RSGMY. This is a comp that they should be pretty notably ahead in right now at the mid-game stage. But SMG has been doing such a good job of disrupting the way they want to play. Again, kind of buying into the fact that they figured out the habits of their opponents.
That's
and
funny.
They're really letting it go hard.
So they push on forward. They're trying to protect the mid-tier 1, but the side lanes are slowly starting to collapse in. And Team SMG, let's look at the distribution, because again, Smooth forced to use the Bravest Fighter on the top side. 4 members of RSG are there. Now they look for mid.
Looking at the itemization, Look like Rippo gonna be forced to build some defensive itemization at this point. Some defenses here, Radiant Armor onto Saksa to make sure that he can stay alive overall. The goal laner is still keeping up the track, but Sasa is definitely getting a lot more space now that the map has been unlocked. A level up on Lolil.
And Izanami clearing out the waves at the top side as soon as possible. They did manage to save one of the turrets at the top side, and in fact, the Lord has only managed to give Team SMG 2 turrets in total.
All right, get rid of Smooth. Well played.
Managing to capitalize on Smooth's positioning, bringing him down.
Not much of a lead here for the side of Team SMG.
Just ban it, it's true.
The kill score is in their favor and a majority of the map, but if we really look at it, it's 4 to 3 turrets, it's one Lord to 3 turtles for the side of RSG. Even so, RSG actually not in a bad position. They scale very well.
Hippo is 0-0-2 right now, though. Keep our eyes on Hippo, boys.
Oh, you never
Wait
know
for the
when it
big
may
play
be.
from
This
Hippo.
Echo, though, definitely making life
Wait
very
for the big
difficult
Hippo
for
play.
them, 'cause they do want to play off of information, and if they're not able to ambush Team SMG, it does make their job pretty difficult.
I believe that when it comes down to
Yay, my phone's back on.
the best way that they can even get much of that is really through Demon Card, isn't it not? And then rely on Repo onto initiations. I would believe that that's probably going to be the case. As now, RGMY, they are, you know, kind of weaving in and out, and they're not really too committal until now.
Oh, the barrage. Oh, the flicker.
Forward, managing to clip onto Sasa, brings him down, and the next one, Sasa.
Bro, we're going to game 5, baby. We're going to game 5, question mark, guys? This is not grand finals. This is lower bracket semifinals, bro. Lower bracket semifinals, not even lower bracket finals.
Haven't been able to catch Sasa up until this point, and now with 2 turrets down, and
I am not staying up for game. I'm not watching game 5 with y'all. If that happens,
Yeah,
if that's what happens.
Massive mistake from Team SMG there. I do like that they were using resources onto Stone, but once the Purify came out, I think it was time to back
I love
off.
how you say you make a statement and then you're like, I might be wrong, Johnny boy. There's gonna be an RQPH and MPLPH. I might be wrong.
Because Lolil has reached the point in time now where you cannot afford to stand in that full barrage for very long.
With the Lord now taken down in the hands of Demon Kite. Smooth was hoping that he will be able
Rich,
to
just
jump
get a
to the
computer.
back
I'd let you stream on my channel.
The RSGMY has got for themselves. Smooth immediately flickers
We
himself
could have
backwards.
like
Miko pops to the
we could have like
allowing them to disengage.
Friday night Ritz.
RSG now having a clean lead over them. This is going to be
And
very,
Ritz would
very
just stream
scary.
on my
Item
channel.
Spikes are coming in very soon for RSGMY, and with this Luminous Lord, the guarantee
She'd take over. Once I tap out, we put Ritz camera in. I could put your camera in, Ritz,
Yeah, this lineup from RSG
and your mic.
is all about zone
And you could
control.
just hook up
If you're
your
stuck in
phone and
full
you could
barrage
just.
with the Lilia bombs
But
coming
then how
at
would you
as
watch?
well as the healing from Stone, they will win every single time. And they're going to look to set that up with the Lord.
As the Lord raises his trident and crashes down onto the inhibitor turret in the middle lane. The bottom lane has got a slow push ongoing as well. The Lord is still pretty much A-okay, but they will let him set foot into the opponent's base first. And RGMY is still keeping things in check. The Black Shoes is activated by Izanami, allowing him to just get everything back again.
Yo, we are. Oh yeah, guys, another announcement. We're gonna do a scary game this Sunday. We're gonna play a scary game this Sunday with Private, Xena, and it's Savanya. I'm butchering her name right now. We're gonna do a scary game this weekend, guys. Do you guys want me to stream it or no? Should I just release it as a VOD? That's the question.
But how is he supposed to get across the hangout? How is he even supposed to pop every single one of these weakness points? He gotta have to go forward.
Horror game. Every Sunday for this month, we're gonna do a horror game. No, I think this Sunday we're gonna play Pacify. GG's. GG's. That's the thing, guys. If I stream it and there's only fucking 5 people here, I'm never going to stream a horror game again.
For both RSG and
If we don't have to have 100 people here, man. We just gotta have like here's the goal. If we can stay above, if we can have somewhere from 30 to 50 people,
What a series
I'll be happy to stream it.
Playoffs here in season 12. Neither team willing to just go home like that, putting it all on the line, showing their full force to bear. I am so excited right now. Game 5.
But yeah, and we're gonna have it's gonna be me, private, and 2 girls. So you know, where there's gonna be girls that are gonna be scared. It's gonna be fun. Xena, all your favorite, for all the Xena fans out there.
Are particularly brutal, especially when you have a signature style to play, and people have been analyzing it throughout the regular season and even the playoffs.
But this is so brutal. These games are literally, you know, finals worthy, grand finals or semi-finals worthy. But this is just what, semi-finals of the lower brackets. This is very difficult even for me to swallow. And one of these teams gotta go home.
Yep. We're already in that top 4 stage. You know what I'm saying?
The competition this season has been so insane. But this has already blown all my expectations out of the water here.
You could do a swaparoo. Start off with a mini podcast where we talk about MLBB, and then jump into.
With Team RSG, it goes over to Loliel's once more.
What's Choo Choo Charles?
Blink. We know for a fact that he doesn't blink when he's playing the game.
Into the abyss.
When you gaze into the abyss
Choo Choo Charles. There it is right there. Let's see.
So SMG is the abyss, huh? You gaze into the abyss gaze.
Is it multiplayer?
So one of these guys is eventually going to blink.
It has to be multiplayer.
Forever, but let's have a look at our MVP screen because Loliel's played it well. He played the lane well. He timed his full barrage even better.
That Ixia, man, coming out of nowhere really catches you off guard. And while his KDA hasn't been as clean as we've seen from Sasa,
Has to be at least 4 people.
Was needed to fulfill, has been executed perfectly. Full damage, once he gets that third, that 4th item, the full barrage just becomes so painful that literally no member of SMG can afford to stand in it. And because of the way that they want to fight into this, their team comp this time, not a lot of peel overall, means that they are going to be eating a lot of hits to the face.
I do think that this item build is kind of interesting, though. Most people go for the corrosive side, Hunter, Demon Hunter.
I used to play Dead by Daylight, actually. I used to play Dead by Daylight mobile a lot. I'm fucking pro. I'm looping killers all day, guys. I didn't play that much on computer. Yeah, I played DBD mobile for a while. Through a lot of COVID, I played DBD mobile.
No flicker.
I know mana.
So that might be somewhere on this Sunday. They kind of want to play it. I don't think it's that. At least I'm at a point where it's not that scary for me. They would still be scared, and it'll be fun with 4 people.
Edit. One. See me.
Nice one. Can we follow what, guys?
They're dying. One low. Dying. Saksa.
Nice.
This Sunday we're gonna do it, guys.
Imo.
So 2 days.
We can.
Edit. I'm still alive.
Okay, tahu.
Obey.
And then we'll probably do it every Sunday for the rest of the month. We're gonna do a spooky game stream.
As the series continues to progress, and from the voice comms, you can definitely see.
Yeah, Ritz said she's not gonna get M5, so I'm not going.
Like
All right, guys.
They're not pushing it super hard. They're a lot more tempered, a lot
I have
more
to call
controlled,
it.
and then once the job
It's
is
late.
done, that's when you let loose.
Trex is tired. I got work at 11 a.m. Much love, guys. Catch the last game on the actual MPL Malaysia stream. Go tune in. So listen, guys, this Sunday, like 11, it's probably gonna be like 11 p.m. Eastern time, something like that. I'll release a graphic for it soon or something, or make an announcement on it. So don't miss out. I need you guys to show up. It would be very nice if we can have at least over like 30 viewers for the horror stream. It would make me want to do other, because like the reality is, guys, is at some point down the line, you know, Mobile Legends might not always be there, and we would like to continue to do content, so we need to, you know, you guys get it. Much love, as always. Big hearts. Love you guys. It's always a pleasure. I'm out.